customer base, if you want to increase your leadership skills and your ability, then that's what we're going to set. You're going to set that goal and let's work backwards. So we know in September is another event. We have one in May coming up. And I don't know if, Niall, are we doing any like viewings with that? Do we have anything set up for that?
We got the HOA. There's new insurance policies here and all kinds of stuff that
Okay.
they're not gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do it. Or I talked to Brielle a little bit.
Yeah.
We're starting to look
Well,
outside.
MSI, any MSIs, if you guys are going to be doing any viewings for our May 5th event, please let me know so we can encourage people to go that. Actually, I'll make an announcement here. So raise your hand if you guys have that. So yeah, we have something on everybody knows Bella Vita. We have our anniversary date on the May 5th. The event itself is in Mexico. If you guys want to go, great. Would love to have you. Otherwise, Rory and I will be there and we'll be on stage as well. So that's going to be fun. It'll be broadcast live. And so, yeah, we'll be a part of that. Super excited to see you guys. There's things that are just going to blow you away with that. So I'm excited about that. But we also have another event that's coming up in September. So the reason I'm telling you this now, you guys, is because I am one that I plan so many years in advance. I know that I believe that Daniel and Rory are like that as well. I know Rory is, and I'm pretty sure Daniel is too. That we plan everything, you guys. The only way to be successful is to plan ahead, right, Daniel?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought so. I thought so. You have to have dreams and vision to move forward, and that's the thing that I really love about Rory, and also I know Daniel's the same way. Is that they're constantly looking for better things, the new innovative ideas. And like if you guys were on the earlier hour, you heard Rory say this wasn't even available. What we're offering now wasn't even available a couple of years ago. This is all new tech. This is all new everything. And because, we've had great partnerships and we have Rory's he's a brain. I call him a brain. And Daniel is a brain as well. They just continually look for that stuff. They're continually looking for that new directions. And so I think this is a great opportunity. I'm really excited for that. But that's the part of the thing about having goals. So you guys, September, I'm going to ramble on about everything. But September is a deadline, guys. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? And as I said in the earlier hour, this is a new RRR for our business, right? It's a new reset, refocus, recommit. This is a whole new direction. This is the whole new vision and dream and goal that we have going on. Where do you want to be? What do you want to have at that event? Not only with our anchor offer Bella Vita, but then also we're going to be talking about Brainfood Academy. And you guys, we're in the right place at the right time. If you guys haven't seen the news and you haven't seen any of the things going on, I'll just share a little bit here. People are leaving public school in droves. I mean, it's just mass droves here in the U.S. People are just so sick of institution and a lot of the things and the way that things have changed. The education system isn't the same that I had. It definitely isn't the same that my parents had, and even my older children who are married and have little kids. It's not even the same for what they had. And so it's just in droves. And I have a really firm belief in homeschool because you're molding your little minds. We're molding those minds, and you get to have that love and then that touch, and they're never going to have that from a teacher like you. But we have the amazing teachers and amazing opportunity where you can be a part of their education, but you don't have to worry about the curriculum and all that. It's all going to be set out for you. And you can listen to the teachers and you can have input. You guys, it's going to be so amazing. I'm just really excited about that. And I feel like everybody that I know, I can walk up and down the street and I think 10 out of when I was counting now, 15 homes were all leaving public education. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. And so I just know that we're in the right place at the right time with that as well. So I'm just really excited to talk about that. That's definitely something that I was so excited about. One of the reasons that we became partners with Daniel with the Brainfood Academy there in Australia was because I have a huge belief in education. And when we just were in the right place at the right time with Daniel, and then we were able to bring it on over here into the US. So I'm super excited to talk about that as well. But it's super important, you guys. Our children are our future, and they're the future for this world. And so we definitely need to make sure that we're directing their minds into the right direction. And what better place to have than, have our input there. So I think I see Rory coming back in. Rory, are you around?
I'm gonna let you share this wisdom. I love this. We have an agenda for this 3 hours, and guys, everybody, I mean, I'm very happy with the turnout today, and what we're doing and launching, this is the biggest upgrade ever. I want to start out my part with something that Tanya's already been doing, but massive gratitude for where we are. You look back at the path and it looks straight, but when you're going in the direction we go, it doesn't feel straight. And, she brought this up here. We're gonna go in. I mean, this, Daniel, you call it your fourth child. I think it is like a child, like this whole process. But Daniel and I go back and we were going over this. I think I was 20 years old. I thought I was 19 when I first going, but I think it was 20 when I first met you.
I have photos. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Some of those I might want to let me just voice before you share any of that, because you guys, if you can imagine me at 20 in Australia, I had a lot of fun. I'll just put it that way. I had a lot of fun. Also, I think that was the days when I was drinking triple, quadruple coffees, right? I was having massive espressos. Like, people looked at me funny when I'd order my coffee.
Yeah, we had a late night. Remember, we had a late night 24-hour cafe in King's Cross in Sydney, and we would go there and drink the place dry. So everyone else was drinking alcohol, and we were literally drinking coffee. And that was it. That was really our thing.
Yeah. And I have a very fine tasted tongue for coffee because of this guy. Also, the first coffee I ever had was a cappuccino in Italy, and it ruined me for coffee for the rest of my life. It did. So then I went to Australia, and they take their coffee seriously, seriously. And it's so awesome. Anyway, we grew and progressed, did a lot of stuff together. But I gonna say, Daniel's been family to us. And for those that are brand new, I'm gonna open this relationship up a little bit so you guys know what you guys are dealing with. But 20 years old, which means Daniel and I have known each other since a long time.
Before wives, guys. Before wives, just saying.
Yeah.
Before wives, for both of us.
Yeah.
I knew when he was dating his wife. I was going to say, I haven't known him with anybody else, but Sarah. We love this couple, guys, and I love his kids. He's got 3 amazing girls. I've watched them all grow up, and it's always fun to visit, and I can't wait to get back there, which is going to happen soon. But you guys, we've done a lot of stuff, but Daniel wasn't in a background of education. He was he's always been doing the systems, fixing things, the internet stuff. We've been working on projects, because if you can do it here in the US, it's going to be great over in Australia, because they're 10 years behind, if not more, right, in their stuff. So if you're up to speed with what we're doing over here, you can do a lot over there. Daniel's done very well. He does marketing and support for big companies and stores and restaurants there in Sydney and so forth now. But he was involved in the tutoring direction and just fell in love with it there. And then Sarah's been involved with it. And then when we had the opportunity to set up and partner on there, it was a simple conversation. And this is what happens when you have very close business friends, right? We met through a mutual client that we both had, and we're just 2 peas of the pod, same understanding, same belief systems and ethic and work ethic. And then we've helped solve problems for each other over the years, back and forth, always in steady contact. And it's been a progression. But 2017, it's in December. I don't know if you guys remember, we had a wine program. We were building stuff in Australia, and Daniel calls me. Yeah, it was 2000. One of the times we're talking, and we had an opportunity to get started with a tutoring school in Sydney, Australia. Now, you guys understand, Sydney, Australia is exactly as far away as you can go before you come around the planet again. It's as far away as possible from where we are. I think that's a really good perspective. And so we didn't even hesitate. I told Tanya, hey, we're setting up an education thing with Daniel, and we were gonna go now. This was one of those things. I think he called me on a Tuesday, and I booked my flight on Thursday and told Tanya I was heading out there.
It
And
was
I remember this.
it was a 6-day turnaround. It was literally, I made the call and you were in country and we were signing paperwork and doing everything under the sun within 6 days.
I gotta tell you, both Tanya and I, like you guys, we should have thought this out. You know, like if you look back, like why didn't we even think it out? Like, is this something we really should do? Like, that's a big commitment. We didn't hesitate. There was something about it that just felt natural and right, and so we just did it. Right? We just did it. And yeah, like
Also, I'm gonna interrupt you guys. And it's one thing about having amazing friends and family. Like you guys, you hear us talk about now as family. Well, Daniel's our family too. Like he's our family that we love. Like I've been to, we were at his wedding, and it was just, we've seen his wife through her pregnancies and everything. Like, I mean, the same with him. He's seen our kids grow up, and so it's the same thing. Like they're family to us. And so when you have someone that comes in that we trust and we know, and they have the same direction and vision and goal, and they say, "Hey, I have this idea," we're going to say, "Okay, we're in." That's it. That's that trust and that love and respect that we have. And we're fortunate enough to have that. So when he said he wanted this, I said, "Rory, go, let's do it."
and I gotta tell you, when we started building that, it was around that same time we're like, man, we got to start working on something too, maybe like this in the US. Like once you understand the need for tutoring and how that works, and and I think it's really good in this, and I'm just gonna go over some gratitude. Obviously, somebody had a bigger plan for us. It just felt right. We didn't know where that was going to lead us. Like we didn't say, oh, we're going to start a US tutoring company. We just like, hey, this, the more you understand it, man, there could be a need. And then, we started building stuff. Daniel started working on a curriculum. Obviously there's high standards for what they're doing in Australia on the tutoring. We can go into that. But I'll also tell you, like marketing wise, Daniel, we were cash positive, 6 months in?
Very quickly, and it really did all stem from the marketing. So just to clarify, Rory and I, we jump on things without really thinking it through. We know things are good, and we kind of have an intent and a goal, and it's usually all good and it all works out for the best. I can't think of an instance where it hasn't worked out for the best. But we signed a lease for a property, registered companies, opened bank accounts, did all of that, and realized we have no students. All we had was
one student. We didn't have one student.
Yep, there were no students. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know, but Sydney's a very tough city to operate in. It's very expensive. It's just a tough environment. And to add to our foolishness, we decided to open a centre on a street where there were 5 other large tutoring centres, just to add to the confusion. And you're right, Rory, it was within about 6 months, we were cash flow positive. By that point, we had 20 something staff. I think at the moment we sit at 30. We've tutored thousands of kids.
No, I accidentally muted you.
Really?
I'm sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Wasn't on purpose. Wasn't on purpose. It's just
where was I before the mute?
You said you had about 27 teachers. You started talking about your students.
So we have we've got closer to 30 teachers now. We've had thousands of students. If we want to quantify results on achievement, we've had multiple state ranks. We've had multiple distinguished achievers. So these are kids that come in the first top 20 of Sydney, Australia. So Rory and I basically wanted to take that model and that success and what drives that success and expand it out. And really, I'm not going to steal your thunder here, Rory. So please carry on with what you're saying, and I'll touch more on that when I start talking.
So, well, I'm just going to go over it, and I think it's really good to have a moment of gratitude for us getting here and give it a respect where it comes from, right? Like this always felt divine. It always felt like God's hand on it. Tanya even would say, like, we're asking for things to happen, and then Daniel calls me. It's just like, careful what you ask for, you're going to get it. And with everything going on in our life at that time, we were busy. It wasn't like we were like, oh, well, gosh, we got extra time. What else can we do? Guys, triple R's in full effect. We're busy, but busy people get things done, and it just felt right. I mean, I adjusted my calendar, went out there immediately. We just acted on it. And you guys, it's a far away place, And you know, Magic, you guys, just so you guys know, booking a flight to Australia in a few days isn't cheap. It's and we didn't even hesitate on anything. We know we're going to invest in this, and I got to let you guys know, like we're signing a lease, we're committing ourselves to a lot of money without a student, but it just felt right. Danny and I are driving. We didn't have a name for the company yet, even. So, do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to bring this up there because I think it's just worth sharing, and it gets me a little emotional because every time I think about it, I'm like going, it's such an amazing moment, and it feels like yesterday, even though it wasn't. Daniel's driving, right, and we're going over names. And I'm like, I swear to you guys, it was like whispered in my ear, brain food, and I go, I think we should use brain food, and he's like, huh. That we can go with that. You guys, we didn't really bounce off a lot of other names. It was just like boom, and then it was available, and we got Brain Food going, and then now it's Brainfood Academy for the U.S. But it just fits how we feel about it, right? It's brain food. It's what you consume, and it was just interesting how everything just kind of lined up. And I can't even take credit for the name, guys. I just literally I felt like it was just said in my head. I said it out wherever that came from, and you know, and everything kind of fell into place. Our lease, the building, guys, it's a beautiful facility, and we committed to a long-term lease. Yes, we committed to everything as if, hey, we're building it and going, and oh man, there wasn't a hesitation in the whole process. Like we're just doing this. There wasn't even like we didn't even like try to second talk each other. We just did it, and within 6 months. Marketing's coming in, students are growing, everything just fell into place. And when you see that, and then you understand everything else, you guys, where it goes there. And then I'm going to go forward a little bit further. You guys, we teach on Zoom, right? So we were adding Zoom as the main thing. We used to just do a lot of phone calls. Zoom, you guys remember Zoom? We couldn't get more than 100 people on there for a while. Like they had blocks. We couldn't really use it. We were too big. So eventually they opened it up. And as soon as Zoom opened it up to where we could put more people on, then we went to Zoom. You didn't have the ability for a lot of people at first. Not everybody remembers this. Okay. So we're on Zoom, we're learning how to use it. And I'm on with Daniel going, man, we got to use the Zoom in the classrooms. You guys like, this is the coolest technology for what we do. And so Daniel, you get people on it. And I was going to tell you guys, they weren't like, I don't think everybody was too keen on using this web service, were they?
No. Well, it's funny how it evolved because in the end, COVID became our marketing department.
I was getting to that. We're getting there.
Sorry,
Yeah.
this is why
So
you should mute me. Mute me now.
This is perfect. But wait, here's the thing, though. Right? We got the staff trained to use it. We had some perfect use cases. Some kids that had to use it, right? And,
Yes, I had. Well, actually, Sydney was different. Sydney was different to what you guys experienced through COVID. Sydney was completely locked down. Kids could not leave their houses. Everyone was forced to be homeschooled by their parents. Literally, probably less than a mile that way, there were police barricades. You could not do anything. So the only way kids could have education was via Zoom, and that changed everything.
because we were ready for it, we were in stride. I'll also tell you, competition wise, there was 5 other tutoring schools in that area. How many are there now?
Lucky to have one, and that's a new one. We wiped everyone else out.
We didn't really wipe them out. COVID did.
Yeah.
And this is a very prominent area where, and guys, tutoring in Australia is it's interesting. I want to just put some dynamics out. So here in the US, we have tutoring centers and they're expensive. All right. If anybody's ever looked to go get tutoring, and there's a reason, and it's very pricey, but also a kid going to a tutor is almost looked down upon, like your kid's stupid or like different. It's really weird. And it's weird, like that they do all that, right? It just is. And this is a new, I just got a new thing on the AI here. This says that they think I'm speaking a different language. I just fixed that. Okay. That's the first time I've ever been told that. Someone's got Spanish in here too, I think.
That's what I got the earlier one. They said the same thing to me.
There we go. So it's for the translation work, guys. So anyway, here it's kind of that way, and they have the learning centers, and we've had to take some of our kids through a path, and so you learn it. But in Australia, tutoring's very common, but also if you want your kid to have any type of luck or success in the education system, they need a tutor. And I always remember going, man, I think if people understood what tutoring is really meant to do and how it's supposed to work, why wouldn't you want your kid to have this? Like, you want to set your kid up for success. And it's been a very interesting thing. Now, so I'm going to bring this up in America in general. Okay. And I don't know about Canadian stats on that, but I'll just say in America in general, the kids that are getting tutoring are the ones that need a lot of extra help, or the wealthy kids that come from high wealth. Their parents want them to have the tutoring because they want them to succeed through this stuff. Well, that's Australia. They want their kids to have a chance. They need a tutor. And we saw like, hey, there's going to be a time when it's going to wake up in the US, and I think we can do this. And this is before COVID. Well, when COVID hit and we watched what it hit there, I was like, hey, we talked about expanding this to the US. Like, where's that curriculum coming at? How far along are we? We need to move. We need it. Like, this world needs it. And COVID just launched a really big awakening. Now, that awakening is still going on. You guys, homeschool conversations are nonstop. Everywhere we go, we hear people talking about it. And so what we did is we went to build all this. And I just want to put some gratitude, because I don't think we sat down and said, hey, how real is this to like launch something like this in the US? Like, is this going to be a task we can't handle? Like, how big is this going to be? And we never had that talk. We just did it. Now, we ran into some technology problems, and we just found a way through it. So I'm going to put a lot of gratitude out to our teachers, Sheila especially, because this took longer than we thought it would take. I don't know what we thought in time frame to launch something this massive. Guys, this is big. And when you see the code and you see everything, well, you won't see the code, but when you see the curriculum and the way it's outlined and everything, guys, there's a reason this isn't out there with everybody else. We did the energy, the effort. We funded building all this. It's brilliant, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I wanted to put some gratitude out and just share the story on how we got here, because especially for new students that are just seeing this for the first time, you're all part of this. Now, Daniel's gonna be covering some stuff here and going into it. Pay attention. I am going to take sections out of this for training as well. And we'll make that available in our training process. But you guys, he's going to show you everything in here. And Daniel, we're ready to go live, right?
Yeah. Basically, what you will see at the moment is basically a clean system. We've got some teachers in there, but we thought this would be a great time to basically show it off, to show how it all works, how it's all put together. We have pre-enrollments coming out of our eyeballs. And that's the truth. We've been doing that for a while. Basically, what I want to show you is the usability, and maybe add some side stories into why this has to exist. I think that's an important part of this, and I think Rory's touched on it. So Rory, if you're done, I can probably
take over. I just wanted to get some gratitude out of the way, some backstory, because you guys, if you know where this is coming from, I think it'll feel more real to you. Like, this isn't one of those things like, hey, here we go. No, we've been working on this for a long time, and we wanted to do it right. And the technology pieces and everything behind it. Also, you guys, everybody in the PBS Vortex gets to market this starting today. Like, we're going to start rolling out your links to put in there. We have all the tracking in place to track it. And I'll go over, I'm going to cover how we all get paid later today. But right now, you guys got to see what this is about. So Daniel, I'm going to start taking notes. Share your screen. This is all yours. And unless you need me for anything, this is your show right now.
Feel free to interrupt if I say anything. And by the way, heavily sleep deprived, heavily caffeinated. Feel free to stop me if I'm rambling. Okay, so where I'm going to start is simple. For those who haven't seen it, this is yours to market. This is Brainfood Academy. So as Rory touched on, we've been working on this for a long time. So basically, people can come here, they can see what we're doing, they can basically look at our class layouts, you can see that everything's been structured very well. So you've got all of your grades here. So third grade, a complete breakdown of what third grade means. Now, where we differ is that what I found in terms of schools in general, and this isn't limited to the United States or Australia, is people don't want to be there. And by that, I mean teachers don't want to be there. Students are being stifled in their learning. Basically, they're removing things from education that shouldn't be removed or should be optional, things like religion. In the US alone, there are 3.7 million children being homeschooled. Now, if you let that number sink in, that is massive. Now, homeschooling isn't easy. It's a massive responsibility and it's a massive undertaking from parents because basically they need to be on top of everything. So why do we need to exist? We can do two things. Either A, we can help parents with their homeschooling of their children by providing classes. Now we can do that by a strict curriculum, 5 subjects between K to 6 and 7 subjects between 7 and 12, or we can help with tutoring. So we have both things available, and you can see this is grade 3, I believe. This is what we can teach. Now, this goes all the way through to grade 12, 12th grade, as you say. We cover everything, but that's saying we cover it is different to basically showing you that we cover it. Here we've got resources. Actually, let me add 10, 11, 12 in there. Ambassador program, this is you guys. This is what you will be doing. You all become Brainfood ambassadors. This is yours to market and yours to promote. We've got our pricing pages, contact us, and we've got logins, etc. So what makes up Brainfood education? If I go here, sorry, let me go back. Sorry, I opened up all of these pages. I thought I'd prepare. Let me. Okay, so as Rory told you, there are links. There are parent register links. So if I go through the registration process here, this is for all parents, and you'll note the links are all up here. That's the referral link. 007, for some reason, Rory picked that. Don't want to dig too much into that. Then we go here, and I'm registering. Let me just do here. Okay, so now male, registering as a parent. Okay, let's all best laid plans. All right, so I'm going to go into a parent account, which should be, sorry about this, folks. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so this is what parents will go through when they want to register their children. So they register as a parent. And that. Okay, that will send me to this. So I'll get a verification email sent to my inbox, which will basically then allow me to log in. Once I'm logged in as a parent, which I'm struggling to get working at the moment. Sorry, for those who don't know what's happening at the moment, I have so many windows open that it's literally confusing it. So here we go.
It's funny how we declare our cache from time to time because we got so many things going, right?
Oh, it's not even that. It's multiples logged into the same website. So
yeah, of course. Same. Yeah, go ahead and do your thing, guys. I'm going to take this chance to do a brain break. And Daniel, I don't know if you have any of these there, but you might want one.
I have multiple. All right, I'm logged in as a parent, everyone. All right, so I'm now logged in as a parent. So what does that mean? This means that I can see, if you look here, I can add a child. Okay, so let's say I want to add medium Daniel. And I want my email address to be and I'm going to register Daniel as a kindergarten student, and Daniel is male. All right, I've now successfully registered my kindergarten child. Now, kindergarten on Brainfood Academy is free. So there'll be no charge for anyone who creates a parent account and adds a kindergarten student. If they select a second grade child, then they get to select a plan and they get to do all of that. But as a goodwill gesture, and I guess our commitment to starting education early, all kindergarten accounts are free. So now as a parent, I've registered my child. They're registered in kindergarten. And now I can start to look at things like my child's syllabus. Okay. This is what, bear with me. Rory, you want to run interference for a moment? Okay, sorry. Okay, now we're in a student account. Oh, it's just, okay, so now we're in a student account. So that student we created in the parent account, they now have access to everything they need. So for instance, this is the kindergarten child's routine, his class routine. So you can see that he's got language arts, he's got science, he's got mathematics. His daily attendance is also recorded. And then we can also see the breakdown on what subjects they get to do. We then have syllabus. So this is specific to each child. Parents can access all of this information. So if you look here, we will download the syllabus for, say, science. Okay, so that will come down. So all of these have been created by Brainfood Academy. So now a parent can log in and see what their kindergarten syllabus is going to cover. Now, these exist for every single subject in every single grade from K to 12. So parents have these great resources available to see what should my kid be doing. You then have, this also has a double purpose where teachers can actually see what the expectations are in terms of how to run this class. What should these kids be learning? What should they know? Broken down by term, broken down by each topic area and content. So all of this is already completely built into the system. So that's the syllabus. Then we can go to, now little Daniel here, he's signed up for kindergarten. So he has these live classes. These are the ones we've scheduled. Like I said, this is a very clean system. We haven't added a lot of data in. Sheila, I know, is going to be on it, but basically these are all Zoom rooms. So once a class is scheduled, we assign a Zoom room to it, and a child can come in here, or their parents can come in and see, okay, well, little Daniel has a class from on the 29th of April, 2024 at 10 a.m. He's going to be doing mathematics, then language arts. So we also have resources. Now, whilst these look like there's not much there, I believe we have just at the moment, we have over 9,000 resource pieces. So that's a combination of textbooks, guides, basically you name it, we have it. And truthfully, probably being in the student account isn't a good representation because the students only see what we want them to see. So these resources here, I'm not sure if Jackie's on here, but I hijacked her account and released resources to kindergarten. But basically you can see, if you click on this, this was a resource released to kindergarten for the subject of language arts. We click on that and there you go. The resources are there. Now the child will have access to this, the parents will have access to this. And it's specific to that class. So that child is registered in kindergarten class A, which we take care of and we assign. And then basically as a teacher, you can go in and release these resources. We also have the ability to make assignments, class quizzes, semester exams, end of term exam, midterms, whatever we want. Now, these all become available to the student who's registered in kindergarten. So there's more to this, which I'll touch on in a sec. So basically, what you've got here is you have the student dashboard. And this is what the student will see. They've got communication with their teachers, everything in terms of what they're doing at school, examinations. We keep grade books and mark books, you name it. It's all here. It's literally a virtual school without fear of going to school or anything like that. We have the live classes, the resources. So let's get out of student and go to the teacher, because this is where it gets interesting. Once again, apologies, Jay, if you're on here. I've hijacked your account for the purpose of this. Okay, so our teachers who come through Sheila, they're all heavily vetted. They're all providing curriculum. They're all providing their CVs or resumes. Basically, they're all wonderful. And they have one thing in common. They all just want to teach. They want something better for kids. And by doing this, we allow them the platform to do so. So when we look at it from a teacher perspective, a teacher has a lot more visibility in terms of what they can and can't do. Things are going slow now, apparently. Rory, why am I having technical issues now?
It's kind of what happens, right? We got everything on the live servers, everything's running. Yeah, just refresh it, right? It should come back.
Yep, let me try. All righty. Okay, we're back. All right, so this is the teacher dashboard. So a teacher can come in, and I know in this room there are quite a few of the teachers who are already registered on this system. There will be a separate Zoom meeting at a later date. I believe Sheila's going to organize it, where I can actually walk you through this so you can get a better understanding of it. But it's also good for everyone else in the room to see, just to see how flexible this is. So we can take attendance, obviously. We can bring up, on a teacher perspective, we can bring up class routines. So we can see what's scheduled for who and where. This will show all teachers, all classes. It will basically allow us, to do everything. We then have the subjects. These are all of the subjects we teach. So if you see up to grade 12, basically everything from world geography through to technology. We also have grade books, so we do keep track of all marks, as I said previously, and this is actually a really easy process because we create quizzes and assignments and everything else in the system. We also have what you saw previously, which was the syllabus for, you saw the syllabus for kindergarten. Jay here, I have her registered up to 6th grade, but there is correct syllabus all the way up to 12th grade. And all we do is we download it, and that's basically the expectations of families, the expectation of teachers and students to fall in line with basically what each state expects. Sorry. Sorry, just received a message, even at 20 to 6 in the morning. Okay, so all of our syllabus is here. Yeah, Rory, it was you.
I know it's a simple clarification you can give me later.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, so we have all of the syllabus here. So there'll never be any confusion in terms of what should we teach, what do we need to cover. It's all spelled out quite clearly in the syllabus documents. We then obviously have examinations, which is really the only method that's available to us to gauge a child's success. So we can create those mark structure ourselves and do whatever we need. As a teacher, this is where the flexibility comes in. You can add your own classes. We operate based on your availability. Obviously, we want to know your schedule, in terms of setting up live classes, this is all on you. It's very easy. We'll be picking up some of it just to ensure we've got our staple classes in here. But basically, it's as easy as completing this, picking a date, picking a time. And basically, that's it. The class is scheduled. It's live. Any student in the class you pick will actually see that appear on their dashboard. We also have live classes set up. Now, when I said previously about resources and we have ample available, we really do. So if we go to something like second grade, these are your classroom resources. Now, these have all been contributed by a lot of the teachers that we've already got on board. A lot of these are user created. There are a lot of textbooks and whatnot in here as well. So if we want to see the resources we have available for mathematics, we can just go here and we have 20 odd items just for grade 2. Now, if I'm a teacher and I want my students to have access to this, I simply go assign to class. I select my class, grade 2, section, submit. That resource is now available to every student in grade 2. So once they log in, it's no more chasing them to say, have you got this? Have you know it's been released. So what we're guaranteeing is a standard of education. By allowing them great resources and allowing teachers to gauge what resources that class needs, it's so much better. Also, if you have a child that wants to be pushed ahead, release a grade 3 resource to them. You can actually individualize learning for children if you want to. We then have online courses, which we've made things really easy. I can't stress that enough. And it really does come from having dealt with school-age children for many, many, many years. So if I'm a teacher and I want ideas for lesson plans, I select my grade, I select my subject, let's say language arts, and I go filter. So then I click on here, and these are all of the core components that make up language arts in grade 2. So you'll see there's lesson plans here aplenty, and we can keep adding them. These have all been put together by teachers, for students, by us based on our knowledge of finding where children struggle and the best ways to teach them. And you can see we literally cover everything. So if I go here and go here, here's handwriting for grade 2. Now these exist for every single class we teach from K to 12. At last count, there were in excess of 50,000 lesson plans sitting on the system. So you'll never be lost as a teacher, you'll never be lost in terms of what to teach, when to teach it. When you combine this with the syllabus that we've created, it's as simple as looking at the syllabus going, what do I need to teach? Where's the required lesson plan? Obviously, we want teachers to add their personality and their flair and their own methodology in terms of teaching. I think that's important because a lot of the teachers that teach nowadays are doing it because it's a job, not for the love of teaching. And I think that's where we greatly differ. This is basically, not to sound sappy, but this is actually being built out of a love of education. This has been built to make things better for kids because education is stagnant. Kids aren't allowed to excel. They have to fit into a particular set of, basically they have to fit into a particular mold. And if they fall outside of that, they're either deemed dumb, lazy, whatever it is. I was one of those kids. I discovered my love of education later in life after I left the confines of school. And I believe Rory's been the same. We weren't silly at school. We weren't dumb. We just didn't quite fit. So then we have the next bit I'll go on to is assignments. Now, I actually really like this part, and this was one of the late additions to what we created. And it's essentially giving teachers the ability to create all of their online quizzes and assignments and do it online. But there's more to it. So if we go to a quick quiz, I can create a quiz for my class, and I can release it to my class, as you can see here. I can add questions, I can remove questions. Now, the last thing we wanted was to have 100 class quizzes on how to count to 100. It becomes very crowded, very popular, very difficult to manage. So all people who have teacher access to this can simply go actions, copy assignment, and they can choose where to release that. They can edit to that, they can do whatever. So if you go in there and create assignments, or you need an assignment, odds are it's in there for you. And if it's not there, the first 50% of it is there for you, because you may have something specific you want to quiz your students on, but that's okay, because this is giving you a starting point. Instead of having to start from zero every time, you get to build off what the teachers around you in your community has already built. And then really, I think in terms of teacher functionality, I think that's it. And I think what I will show you now, so that's the syllabus again, is what this all looks like from the back end. I've been inspired by Rory going through the back end of the CRM. So I'd like you to see what we actually do and what we can actually track and what we can see, which is important. So obviously we can see all students, all teachers, all parents, we can see everything. We create the examination periods. So we create the idea of midterm or end of term or end of semester exams. So we create all of that structure with the help of our teachers. We can also create offline exams. So basically scan this, send it back to us, etc. We track all grades. And also at the end of each calendar year, at the end of each school year, we can actually promote students from one grade to the next. When we go to academic, ours is a little bigger than everyone else because we create the subjects. What that allows us to do is, at the moment, I'm yet to find a school that's doing AI as part of technology in years 7, in grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. So as we go forward, we can add subjects. We can add the subjects that we want to add, the subjects we think are important. If there's a need for, at the moment, we don't have religion in there, but I actually believe it should be there. So it's one of those subjects that for some reason it's contentious. I don't understand, but it is what we can add it. Civics
I agree
is
with you,
something
Daniel.
else.
I agree with you, Daniel.
Yeah, civics is something else that has been dropped from the US curriculum. Well, it should be there. And in fact, we've got heaps of it in here. So it's that reactive nature where we can add content as we need it. We can refresh the existing content. If a child's at school and they've got a maths book that's 30 years old, well, that's great. But what about new advances in mathematics, new advances in science? How do we account for that? Well, we can, they can't. So that's why this is so important. We get to evolve at a more regular rate as opposed to using 30-year-old textbooks. We then obviously have syllabus as well. And just to show you, 12th grade, these are all of the subjects we provide in grade 12. And happy to add more. And like I said, the one that I find lacking across all curriculum, all states in the US, actually globally, is technology with a focus on AI. It's the way things are going in the future. People need to learn to work with it, not against it. So yeah, we can do that. In terms of resources, this will give you a good indication of how many resources are in the system. There's roughly 895 items here. I'd say at least half of them are textbooks. So there are a lot of resources in this system that we can assign out to classes. Teacher credits is an interesting one. Disregard the names on there because they were for testing purposes. But Rory, have you ever spoken about the content creator aspect of this?
Well, we have, and Sheila's a co-host, by the way, so we can bring her on here anytime.
Yep.
We've covered it in the teacher trainings, but I don't think the general population of RRR247 understands it. So you should definitely break it down.
Okay, I'll go back to here then. All right, so as you can see, all of these resources have been added to the system. So say, for instance, this resource here was created by Amelia. I'm not sure if it was, I'm not sure if it wasn't. if another teacher comes in here, because the resources are available for everyone, if this resource was created by an individual and we can see that, and we go assigned to other classes, or a teacher says assigned to other classes, you actually get paid as a content creator. If that resource is being used in a classroom, you get paid for your work. So that's something you won't find in a school, whereby you create these resources. If you're an existing teacher and you're on here today, you basically come up with these lesson plans, you create all of these resources, and it's just part of the job. Here, we actually pay you to do that. And I won't touch too much on financial because that's not my role here. But even if you're a teacher who's doing RRR247 part-time, you can actually make an extra revenue by creating resources for classes, actually creating resources that will be used by other teachers. That's what teacher credits comes down to. When something is released to another class.
Can I jump in for just a minute?
Absolutely.
Just remember the creation, y'all. He's saying create. That does not mean you get something that's already in existence that somebody else has created. You don't get paid for that. This is original information that you have created to teach your own exam, your own flow sheet, your own worksheet that you've created. It's exclusively yours. You get credit when you put it in and other teachers use it. So if you use a textbook and bring it in and another teacher uses that textbook is not your original content. So therefore we can't technically pay you, correct?
Correct. And I have to say as well, those additional resources are absolutely appreciated, but you will only be paid on those resources that you create. And I've known plenty of teachers in my time, and just the amount of resources they generate, I expect this to be no different, just because a teacher creating resources, it's second nature. And what we do is we just facilitate the payment of that when those resources are used, which I think is very important, because at the moment, this was very much geared towards marketing and selling the whole idea of Brainfood Academy. And there were teachers and there was no gap in between. But at the end of the day, I truly believe everyone can create a maths worksheet. Everyone can create an English worksheet. It's not beyond anyone's grasp, especially when we're dealing with K to 12. I actually believe there's something here for everyone. So this was actually really important for me to create, because I wanted to leverage off everyone's brains, essentially. And just make sure that if we did use those resources, that you were remunerated for it. So we then have plans, and these are the existing plans in the system that we have. Then the referral codes, which Rory has touched on, whenever anyone signs up, we see a breakdown of what's going through that. So at the moment, this link's not working, but because I've deleted the attached accounts to that, but usually you would click on there and we see a breakdown of who's referred what. So as long as your PBS Vortex has the right referral code in it, we know that it's a commissionable amount and we know where it's going. We then have online courses, which are basically the lesson plans. And as I said previously, there are lesson plans for everything. If I just filter there, grade 12, and you can see we've got sociology here. This is the administrative view. So this is basically how all of these were built out. So basically, yeah, all of these, if a teacher goes in and looks at it from their perspective, they see the documents. This is how each and every course was built out. Human resource, that there's not really much there. And assignments, we can see all of the assignments and we can edit them as you do. As a teacher, we can release them. We can, one of my views would be to actually create some of these ourselves, just so they're there and they're creating a good starting block. And also the fact that we've been doing this for a lot of years, we actually have a lot of good ideas and a lot of good resources to actually throw at this. And yeah, that is really it. So we've covered parents, we've covered teachers, we've covered admin. All I can say is this has been a labor of love. And it is 6 a.m. at the moment, so perhaps my love isn't exuding. But it's actually been loads of fun creating it. And one of the biggest highlights for me was when my eldest daughter, who's in grade 9, she was looking at me compiling all of this and grabbing all of the resources from teachers and tutors and whatnot. And she went, "Oh my God, is this what they learn in the US?" And I went, "Yeah." She goes, "They learn so much more than us. It's so much more interesting." Now, if you have a child or access to a child, a grandchild, child, and they're looking at their schoolwork going, "This is so boring," they are so wrong. And they just haven't met the right teacher to engage them. They haven't found the right topic. So really what we offer is basically a smorgasbord of subjects and experiences and curriculum and lessons plan that even the most reluctant and hesitant learner, I'm pretty sure we can get them. And as I touched on earlier, COVID was really the marketing machine behind this. It was the catalyst, because if we went back 5 years, I don't think you could convince anyone to do online learning. But now they're rushing in droves to do online learning because schools aren't safe. Let's be honest. There are a lot of problems in schools, and it's not limited to the United States, although you guys get all of the media coverage, but we have very similar problems. And you have teachers who are scared to teach. You have students who are scared to go to school. You have things which, if I can be honest, and if I start rambling or stepping over a line, please tell me. You have kids who are suffering anxiety from going to school. Now, when I was at school, that didn't happen because kids were allowed to be kids. There was no expectation on them being something other than what they were. But nowadays, it seems like a very toxic environment. And I've got 3 young children myself, and I see it to varying degrees. So sending people down a homeschool path, and like I said previously, there's 3.7 million people in the United States. In Australia, we had an uptick of 50% of children going from public, Catholic, private schools shifting to homeschooling. It really is the way of the future. And I think we're in an opportune time where we got kickstarted with COVID lockdowns in Australia because we really had no choice but to evolve. And I think the benefit comes to the US homeschool market because we have the resources, we know how to manage classes, we know how to structure lesson plans for at-home learning. And ultimately, as I said to begin with, homeschooling is a massive obligation for parents. And parents can drown in the amount of knowledge they're expected to have. So providing a service where if we're not teaching their children outright, we're assisting their children in learning what parents can't fill in the gaps for, I think we're on the absolute right path. So as I said, this is a labor of love. I think we've got something great here. Sheila and I will be getting on with teachers sooner rather than later, but this is live. This is ready to go. Apparently it is prom season at the moment, so things are a little flaky, but this is good to go after this long wait, after watching my 4th child go through its tentative years. It is ready to launch and it is ready to go, and referral codes are set up. So there's no obligation for you to refer people and get them to set up a parent account and register a kindergarten child just to take a look at the system. Payment only happens once they register a child from 1st grade to 12th grade. But we're happy to have the numbers in there and happy to basically be judged on what we're offering, because I think it's exceptional. And I think as time goes on, it will just evolve to be better and better and better. And Rory's back, so I assume that's on my time up.
Well, your time's not up, but you opened up where I was gonna go, which is you guys are going to cover the marketing. You're gonna see some additional things added to this, right? Because now it's ready to market. It's not the perfection that we're going towards still. We're gonna be still. This is still under, like, guys, we're going to constantly do it like we do it, right? But I want, like, for instance, well, let me go over this. We made some changes. We cleaned up a lot of things, and I think this is the time to bring this all up there. So first, Daniel, am I correct on that code?
Absolutely. Thank you for interrupting. And yeah, that was great.
So
let me double check.
Well, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, because I'm going to be teaching on that, and we're actually going to start loading those out in the Vortex. So I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything in that URL string.
It's parent register / number.
How about you just send it to me the way it's supposed to be, so then I don't make any mistake.
Okay, I'm going to do that right now. Done.
Perfect. So I'll show you guys that in a second. I got to update the system. We made a change. So you guys, we set forth with something, and along the way, it became very apparent and clear that we had to simplify things a little bit more. So we were going to charge a parent registration every month to have the parent account. We're no longer charging that ever. Parent accounts are always free. It's part of our marketing. Kindergarten's always free, part of our marketing. But the payments start first grade on up, 1st to 12th. And there's 2 fees. One, I think it's 1st to 6th grade, and then 7th to 12th is a higher fee because they get more classes. So you guys, like, we're going over the pricing of this, and we are definitely underpriced for the value, and that was by design. We have a great compensation system for the teachers by design. So you guys are going to go, this is what it is going forward. We're going to spell it out there, but you guys, our marketing is to capture leads. Our leads are a parent account. When they get a parent account set up, now they have awareness and exposure to what we teach, and then they can put their students in whenever they're ready. But they're going to be, contacted, notified of our open houses, the information that's going on. We're going to drip on them as a company on your behalf. They're tied to you from all the tracking. So using your referral link, your URL, you guys are all familiar with this process. They're always tied to you. And once they're in as a parent account, they're always tied to you. Now, what does that mean? As long as you're active with us, that's your lead. That's your things. You guys, all the tracking of Brainfood Academy is through the PBS Vortex. The PBS Vortex, aka our CRM, it's all one thing, guys, one ecosystem on that now. All the tracking, all the reporting, everything for parent accounts, the students that come in, anything that comes off of that is all based on that. Okay. Parent accounts are free. Kindergarten's free. The only time they pay is 1st grade on up, and we get paid on any paid account. Every student pays us, right? So if the parent account has 1 student, we get paid on 1 student. Parent account has 10 students or 100 students. I don't think we put a limitation. We took the limitation off. We don't care how many students they put under 1 account. You get paid on every student. Okay. Every student is a compensation. Now, I'm gonna do some breakdown for you guys on this. We simplified things, made the registration easier, and now we can go to work. Okay. And you guys, we're live. We get the stuff going. Sheila's going to be busier than she ever has been now. And the teachers are, and you guys, just like when we launched Brainfood in Australia, right? We have this going now. You guys, they have access to pay for tutoring. They have access to all the other aspects of the teacher side. Our job is just to get people in and get parent accounts, and then let the system upgrade them to put their students in. Right? That's the process, right? If they want this to help them with their current homeschooling, great. They want this to be their schooling, great. Our job is to get that out there, and then curriculum-wise, we're going to be sending stuff out to them. And you guys, I'm just going to go over the path of marketing, right? She's already done a great job of this stuff, but we're going to send things out to them that lets them know where they get help for their state for funding. And we can do that based on where their state is, right? So we are creating databases to then remarket, educate ongoing on your behalf. All these things are built in that PBS Vortex. So you guys, our job as marketers is just get exposure and get them in. If they want to help refer this out, we're going to refer them into the PBS system. They want to market with us. That's the avenue. We don't have multiple avenues of referrals. It's, you guys, the education and bringing people on. That's our jobs as instructors here at RRR247. Our outreach and marketing is to get students in there. That's the referral program. That's what we're running with. We simplified things. You guys, You plan things out, you put stuff on paper, and then you start assessing it. We had time to really look at things we're going while we're waiting for programming to get done. We had time to do market research, look at things. We've been approached by some very big organizations for what we're offering here. And we changed the structure to allow a lot of that. And so you guys, we know that we know there's a big demand for this. Our job is to get it out there. But if you're talking to friends, family, whatever, something comes up, just have them refer them to sign up for the parent account for free. Just say you got to check it out. Just get them in. That's your job. That's what you focus on. The more people you put in as parents, the more they're going to upgrade. Just trust the process of that. Trust the natural ascension that we've put in place. All right. All right. So let me grab this thing, guys. I'm going to show you this. Daniel, we have obviously we're going to be training, touching base on stuff. Sheila's doing the open houses on Wednesdays. And you guys, if they're in here, we're going to be inviting them to those open houses. We're going to be getting the buzz out there. Okay. And you know, it's just a matter of time when we're going to have more and more user testimonials, user responses to share. And our job immediately is going to be marketing those teachers. So Tanya's going to be doing a lot more training on the YouTube video process. We're going to be covering more and more things on that. But you guys, we want to highlight our teachers, and we want to even do interviews where you talk to them, share them on your thing. We're going to get very active in the marketing of Brainfood Academy now. I'm also going to just point out some amazing things that you guys need to understand. For those that don't understand my brain yet, everything we do is based on how to market best. It's a circular marketing thing. Okay, so Brainfood isn't just about education and a better school system. It is, but it's not just about that. Every person that comes in is a consumer. So they're all tied to you. And as a community result, you guys, we are funding this from all of our aspects, right? We already have sponsorships for Brainfood Academy and things that go out to the parents and everything that's there. What are those sponsorships? Bella Vita, right? Savings Highway Global, Savings for the Family. We're going to have things come on, commercials, if you will, marketing, and what's that going to tie to? It's going to tie to your accounts. We're going to market on your behalf to the customers that are coming in and looking at this stuff on your behalf. So all of your information and all those data fields that you see in the CRM, why do you think we have that? Why did we have you put that in there? Everything we're doing is to automate the marketing and do it in the best way possible. You guys, we're having things come in, and I'm going to tell you this. We're going to do marketing in a very tactful way. But the reason we were able to fund building this is because we've been so successful in our anchors and the things that are going on. And it's all circular, and we're bringing that in there. And you guys, we're going to be putting a lot of exposure on Brainfood Academy because the people that come in there are great for everything else we have as well. But we're going to really lock that down to stuff that benefits the community and support it that way. And that's why we can do it at the pricing we're doing it, because we already had a marketing plan to be smart about it and to build this. So when you see all those different components that are there, and you also can understand why we built it, where if somebody wants to lose here, they just suicide their business. Because even if you're just adding a few people every month or every year, you're growing the potential. You never know if that one person is going to bring a whole community in. You never know. That's usually how it goes. One person has a great contact at a military base. They see this stuff, they prove it out, and boom, they come in. Okay. Based on how that's tied, and you guys, this is what creates this. Now, the referral link tied in and all that stuff is gonna be present. But you guys, there are things we're doing on the marketing side to get this reach bigger and bigger as we go forward. All right, and we'll be releasing that, but you guys will all have your code. So everybody that gets their PBS Vortex, everybody's going to get your exact code that you got to put in your system. I'm going to pull that up here in a second. Daniel, you guys, he's been going nonstop. He probably could get to bed. Daniel, do you have anything else you want to cover before I go on? I mean, you're welcome to stick around. I'm not kicking you out of here by any means, but I do realize the time it is.
It is late, but this has been a long time coming, so I will hang around for a little while longer. But yeah, I'm just genuinely excited to see this come to fruition, kind of see this alive, and I'm already messaging Sheila about organizing meetings with teachers and whatnot. So it's full steam ahead, everyone. So if you want to get in and be an ambassador or be a resource creator, or lean on those old qualifications you've got about being a teacher, or you've left being like, reach out. Honestly, we're all available, we're all ready, and we're all ready to start marketing this and to get this out there.
Okay, I'm gonna verify this link with you.
No, you missed the register.
Did I?
Yes. One sec. Okay, I'm going to send it to you exactly how it is. That is it. Sorry, everyone. It's like this invisible conversation happening through WhatsApp.
I just want to make sure I have it like, because well, you know why. So let's see.
It's an important link. Let's be honest.
Okay. So I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to update the link in the system. I'm also going to make a modification to our marketing pages for what we do. Okay. Um, it's 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 just full circle. I'm putting this out there. I'm also going to tell you, Tanya and I, when we talk about this with anybody, a lot of them are like, "How can we help you? What can we do to help get the word out?" So it just, guys, people care about this. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go to my all right, let's go ahead and log in. Okay, I'm in education. I'm going to open up my Brainfood page and my teach page. I'm also going to open up my backup drive, right? And I'll put that over here. And education, I'm going to open up both Brainfood and the teach page. Okay, because we're going to change those. And we have a whole new link. Now, you guys, this I did a training on this on Thursday, and then based on double checking things and the tracking, we got a better system. So we're using a different link. And this is it. Let me go to it. Okay, so the teacher form's correct. That form's correct. Okay, this is the one I gotta change. There we go. That's the information page. So is that one. So set up a free parent account. I'm going to put this here and put the parent account in there as well. Open a new tab. And we're going to send them to the PBS link as well. And something with my readability, I'm sure it's a transition word. Yep, always is, right? I put a little call to actions of stuff on here, something I wanted to add, because if people want to mark it or be part of it, it's our PBS path, right? They come in there because we're simplified there. That's our focus. And also the way that we got this set up, and I'm gonna get in that here in the next little gritty, by the way. It's 4:20 on 4:20 right now, Eastern. Just thought I'd say that. And this page is done. I'm gonna update it. I'm gonna hit my three dots. I'm gonna hit my code editor. I'm gonna come here, Control A, Control C, and I'm gonna back this up. And this is gonna replace what's here, just with the latest, greatest of that link. So this one's done. I can close that out. And you guys will all be modifying this page. I just want to get it done now. This is it. I'll let Matt know that we have a new version here in a second. And all new students will be coming in with the latest, greatest of all the updates and stuff we've changed today. They're going to get the PBS Vortex, get their links to modify. Obviously, I need to edit this page. And the account path is different. Oh, I guess I better grab that. So everybody's getting their Vortex set up, and we're going to go into that again, but everybody's getting their Vortex set up. That's a Zoom we have. Perfect. Three dots, code editor. Okay, Control A, Control C. I'm going to back up this over the other thing. I just updated my links. You guys will all be doing the same as soon as you have your links. And you guys are going to be receiving your links in just a matter of the next few days. They're going to start coming out. I'm going to go over the PBS Vortex some more. This is backed up. That's good. I can exit, update. That's good. And so let me cover again what's coming in the changes for the PBS Vortex. So for those that weren't on earlier, I covered it. We have a lot more people now than we did earlier. I'm gonna go over some changes. So right now we've launched Brainfood Academy. It's official. We can take students in now, parent accounts, student accounts. We're live. We're live. And our job is to get the word out there to everybody, right? Now our job is to get the word out about everything we market. Now we have our PBS. I'm just going to do a recap. And we're marketing this, right? So we have our homepage, we have all of our pages, all the articles we put out there. And going forward now, we get to market everything in our PBS. Everything that's on the PBS right now is live, going, active, right? We've been waiting for today for a long time to launch this, and we've really summarized everything. We have the best working processes to date. We've never been this on top of things. So that being said, your PBS Vortex covers the aspects of list building in this regard, also in your email notification registration link that you're going to get. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. This goes the same place as this inside your CRM. They're going to be notified automatically of the stuff we want to update them from the community aspect. We're eliminating that task. Okay, it's all part of the PBS Vortex. Daniel, I'm gonna have you come on here in a second because we get to unveil the thing that I slipped up yesterday with Niall, but we're gonna bring it up to everybody in a second. Here's this in the cooking, food, and wine, and whatever links to this on and this one we have one page now that we build. We have an exclusivity wine program now. The Wine of the Month Club is being moved into a release date of exclusive wines. We've made a lot of marketing changes, enhancements in that direction. We're seeing where that's trending. That's what we're going to. That's going to be a special link. This is the link you're going to get from PBS Vortex for that. And that allows us to market to them to the wine, but in addition to other consumer directions that wine buyers buy. Okay, so this is a special capture group. You're going to get this link. That link comes to you from the PBS Vortex as well. This video will be updating it sometime soon because the story and the model changed. So we're going to update that. The next thing you're going to get, all right, is in education and career development. So I'll go ahead and open that up. We're going to change the brain food. You got a link for this, and you have a link for the teacher. Okay, the teacher one, Brainfood, you're going to get your link from the PBS Vortex setup as well. You're going to get a registration link for the parent account. Okay, if that's all tied to our PBS Vortex, they get a free parent account. We're going to market to them. Every student that signs up through a parent account that's registered through your link, you're getting paid on. I'm going to show you the numbers. We're going to do some fun on that in our next hour. Okay, but anybody that wants to participate in marketing the Brainfood Academy and our wine marketing, our teacher program, which is part of Brainfood Academy, the registration, building an email list, this is all condensed under one thing, which is the PBS Vortex, our CRM. We got rid of all third parties outside of that. We condense it into one. It's $59.95 a month. Right now, that's all everybody just pays their first month and goes. But after we get everybody transitioned, it's $139 activation. And then it is $59.95 a month. Okay. But no one's paying an activation fee right now. We are rolling everybody over from the old version to the new version right now. And we kept the price the same, $59.95. Okay. That's the one price for everything. I'm going to cover that in just a second. And I'm going to bring Daniel on because he's very much responsible for what we're going to go into. Let me see something really quick. Okay. So you get that link, the parent account link. It's going to look just like this, only you're going to have your own individual number there. Everything else will be the same on this link, just that number is going to be the one that changes. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm giving something to Matt. Okay. So everybody's gonna get that link, and it's gonna look just like this, only you're gonna have a referral code that's tied directly to you for tracking and everything else. Okay. Next. The teach from home, the teacher link, there is a capture link for that. This is going to come to you in your PBS Vortex setup. It's going to look like this. And Sheila, we let them update their resumes. They can upload them right to the system. All of that there. Okay, next. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look at it again, see what I'm missing. So the online community member URL, you get that, and the link, the wine. Oh, and one for your PBS. So I'm gonna go there too. So the PBS page, which is like under employment and jobs. We got a few in here, right? Our teach page is there as well. But this PBS page, I'm gonna open that up. This also has a link, so they can watch the video, they can register and sign up. And when they register, this link right here is one we give you that ties them into the system. So they're tied to you. And when they activate their PBS, we know it belongs to you and your team because of this process. Okay. And this is something that if you have anybody that's even interested in, if you put them in here, this will add them to your CRM as a lead. If they come in through this link, they're a lead for the PBS, they're a lead for our community. If they come in through this link here, they're going to be a consumer lead that we're going to market on behalf of your PBS and online community. If they come in here, they're going to get information about wine and other consumer directions, all tied to you. If they come in here, they're going to get information to be a teacher and get tied into what we do here as well. Now, teachers, we have them come into the PBS Vortex, just like we're in it. And we're not going to force them to do the PBS if they don't want to, but they're going to get the Vortex. They're going to have aspects of everything to be a teacher, but they've got to be in the PBS Vortex for how that system works and then be tied into a teacher and all that process there. That's how it goes. So if they want to be a teacher, yes, they got to be in the PBS Vortex. To answer that question, that's not changed. We got to have a way to track their commissions in that system, but teachers get put into a whole different payment structure inside of Brainfood Academy. And do we want to go over that? I think we should go over that, Daniel, just so everybody's clear on that, since it's been a while since we discussed it. I know that Sheila covers it all the time, but I think for you guys to understand what we're paying teachers, let's stop for a second before I go back to the rest of this and just cover that. So I'm going to stop my share. So Daniel, we get to pay teachers their worth here.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way.
And I mean, and I don't, you guys, we pay the tutors in Australia so well. They don't need to get another job. No one's going to pay them what we pay them. They get treated very well. They like what they do, and it works. You know, when people are rewarded right, teachers, to me, they are the superstars of what's going on. And you know, there's a lot of great people that would love to teach, but they don't make enough teaching to have the lifestyle or to cover their needs. Well, that seems kind of wrong, right? Like as a focus point. So, and you guys have heard me talk about this all along. The corporate structure is done in reverse. It's broken. It's broken completely on its head. The people that do the most interaction with the customers who's paid the bill. Without the customer, the business doesn't exist. Yet the person that does the most conversation support for that customer is usually, in all cases, corporate-wise, the least paid person in the company. The person paid the least does the most beneficial work. It's why it's broken. Well, teachers, if you guys ever saw how a school district paid their staff, It's completely broken, and it's like the corporate world. It's like government, because it is. The supervisors, the director, all those people make really big salaries, and the teachers get paid a very small fraction, yet they're the ones that are taking care of the kid, and the kid is where the funding comes from the parents' taxes. It is the most bizarre thing. And yet we've been taught that's how it's going to be. Well, here we pay the teachers per student, per class. Whether they show up or not, they're getting paid to be there, and we give them a limit because we tested this out, upwards of 500 students in a class. Remember, these are online resources. There's not interacting that's going to take away from the classroom. Up to 500, so they can literally make $5,000 a month per class, upwards of. All right, if they have 100 students in their online classroom, that's $1,000 a month per subject. If they're teaching 2 or 3 subjects, they're making $2,000 or $3,000 a month. If they have hundreds of students, they're making thousands per thing. The availability of them to have a really big income, more so than anything than anything I've seen in education, is all here. And that's just the teaching. Doesn't count the leverage they can participate in by being part of the RRR247 businesses. Doesn't count the leveraging they can gain by bringing other teachers in and the things that are there to compensate growth from the industry we have. But that's there. And I want you guys just to understand, we're going to have teachers getting paid like the rock stars they are. And the better the teacher and the more popular they are, and the more the word spreads, and the more we market for them, the more we can help these teachers make. And a well-paid teacher is going to show up even better. They show up already, but they don't have to worry about a side job, a summer job, any of that stuff. They can put their work in making better and better curriculum. And the one thing I wanted to stress for everybody to understand this is we just launched this today. So as classes start, our teachers are going to be building recorded curriculum so that year 2, year 3, year 4, their value's even more. Daniel?
Absolutely.
Not missed anything.
No, you actually haven't. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I didn't really touch on that part of it just because, launch day 1. But when we have this conversation in a year's time, so let's call it April 21st, 2025, we'll be recording these classes. We will have this available. We will have more resources. Basically, these teachers, when they create content for us, that's a forever thing. That will continue to generate income. And whether that's a video excerpt on how to count to 10, or whether that's an assignment they've created, or whatever it doesn't matter. Like, as far as I know, schools don't pay residuals. We do.
Because let's face it, they're content creators. They are creating value that is going to be used over and over again. So you should get paid over and over again. And that's what happens with Brainfood. And it's going to take off. It's going to see it. But you guys, we have everything built. We just got to go to work and market it. Okay. I just wanted to cover that. That was one of the main things I wanted to get across today. I'm checking off my notes. Back to this. All right, I'm going to stop my video again so that it keeps clear. So we get all of this and PBS. So you guys, this is all part of the Vortex. So right now, all the leaders, are getting their instructors, their students in the Vortex, so we can get everything caught up to go marketing and go forward. Actually, I'm going to stop the share again. Daniel, back and forth. This is what the other thing to mention. We took big costs and reduced them, and we also made them commissionable to our instructors. It's a big deal. So we have modified into a tier program that I'm going to explain. We're getting near the top of the hour. I'm going to spend the last hour of this virtual event explaining how we get paid, the vision of it, and let you guys understand it. Right? Because it sounds great if you can make $500 a week. How soon can I do it? How am I going to get there? That's what I get to break down for you guys coming up here in 23 minutes. But during this time now, I want you guys to understand the gravity of this, and it's all been made possible. So you guys, we had our previous system, the PBS Vortex, which covered SMS marketing, email marketing, but it didn't have all the hooks that we have now. We've added more hooks, more capture pages, more things that we're going to do, and it's all built in, it's ready to go and live. You guys are all getting that. In addition, we added something else. So you guys, Daniel, do you want to tell them what we added? You're
I'm not
responsible for
entirely.
getting this done.
The thing is, we have so many things coming. I don't want to misstep by saying the wrong one. So you take the lead on this because, yeah.
Well,
And
it's,
Niall knows some of the stuff that's coming as well.
everybody that's an instructor understands how to do V-marketing. You guys just did 2 hours with Dina. I created a lot of great stuff today. I've already, you guys, we do V-marketing and we have a cost, right? For most of us, it's $39.95 a month. We have a dial pad, which has a big upfront cost of $312, and then $39.95 a month. Well, our Vortex, that's $59.95. And I slipped this out to Niall yesterday, and I didn't mean to actually, but I did, and he said the same thing. Like, what, you guys? The dial pad system, or the like anything that as far as to call out, SMS, call, and text, it's now included in the Vortex. Same cost. For $59.95, you get the full Vortex, everything that's there, and you're gonna have your own dial pad system to do the V marketing. It's all included. Now, I'm gonna tell everybody now that we're allocating that. Everybody right now, we're getting everybody set up and going. Most of us have contracts with dial pad, open phone, or another service. Every person that comes in and gets PBS Vortex now will have their own phone system to call out on, SMS text out on, and build their business with. It's all included. We were going to charge extra for it. That's what we said before, but we rolled it in. We found a way to kind of manage it and cover it. From Tanya and my perspective, we want to help you guys build. We want to lower the costs. And you guys, we used to have, we had the overhead of DTCA, whether you had the Vortex and you had the smart ship with the wine, and we had a lot of people that like couldn't. We found a struggle point. So everybody, you start up, you got your hosting. We'll call it $20 a month. It's less than that. We'll call it $20 a month. Then you have your PBS Vortex, $60 a month. Right now we're at 80. Okay, that includes your phone system and your SMS system now. Then you have Bella Vita Anchor offer number 1. That's about $100 a month. We're at 180. Then we have $20 for Savings Highway Global. We're at $200. That's all the things you need for the overhead. So I always tell everybody, now I can tell everybody and feel great about it. We're under $250. Under $250 a month, you have everything you need as a minimum that you got to spend to spend money to make money. Now, when I'm going to go over the breakdown in 20 minutes on how we get funded, you guys, this business has always been built. If you get a few customers, you're break even. You get a few more, you're making money. You don't need tens and hundreds and 20 and thousands of customers to be profitable here. And yeah, 193, Niall. Yeah, I know it's pretty amazing. I always like to round so people know what to expect. It doesn't take much to get profits now, and now there's no excuses. Everybody already have it built in. It's built in your Vortex. Whether you use it or not, we're funding it. All right, so it's right now it's not even spelled out in the terms and conditions. I'll get it added, but you guys, we added that in to help everybody. So for those that have contracts with DialPad, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, we've already put notice in. We will, by August, we will close those out. So you can use those through August, or we'll start terminate those with you, including the cost of that. We'll close out by then. Open, because some of us we have contracts. Open phone, I don't know what the contracts are, but you guys can use those still, or you can just cut it off with the new. And I'm going to tell you, use what you have still until the new is up. We got some catch up to do, some allocations. We had to literally, I'm going to tell you guys what it took. Because we built our own dial pad. We actually built the business so we could sustain what we do. We are so big, it made sense. And this was Daniel's fault. I'm going to tell you that right now, because he's like, we can just build this ourselves. We're big enough to do it. I'm like, well, give me the numbers. Let's look it out. And then we just did it. And then we added the PBS Vortex. And that was a decision that Tanny and I wanted to give you guys, where it's like, there's no excuses now. Everybody's going to be an instructor in training. And as soon as they want to start doing the marketing, they're going to get going. They don't need to come up with more money to go. They're just going to start going. Just going to start going. Guys, and I know, I know how many people I have. They're like, Rory, I got to get that $312. But guys, that's what it was. This is the new. No upfront setup fee other than the PBS Vortex. $139 to get for new people. $139 is their first month in getting activated. I'm going to cover the compensation on that. Oh, thank you, Sheila. There's my video. I keep turning on and off for the quality. You guys, $139 to get in, and they can start be marketing anytime. They'll be allocated numbers and set up to go. We're going to set them up with phone numbers, so they have a business number to call and text from the day one of the PBS Vortex. Within 72 hours once everything's running, right? But we get everybody set up and going. This changes everything. Every instructor out there that has students that are like, oh man, another thing, like we just eliminated it. So we want to get everybody in PBS Vortex, get their links going, modify the pages, and then we'll start going forward. And then Daniel, we'll have the new subscription in about a week or so, estimated.
Yeah. And look, just to be honest, and the reason this all came about is I looked at what currently existed in the third parties and basically just said, there's an easier way. And then we really just ran with it, and we just kept adding, and honestly, we'll continue adding. And that's why I didn't say what it was, because there's other things on the horizon that we're adding that I'm sworn to secrecy on.
That one you can't bring up. I told you before, we're already planning more stuff. And we're tying it to this ecosystem. So when we built this CRM, we built it with a foundation that we got to add to it down the road. Guys, we have it so good. We can add whatever we want. We can pile on it. We got two program setter. We got two programming teams. Am I saying that right? We have two programmer teams behind the stuff behind it. So whatever Daniel and I can't get done, we bring them on. And we know where we want to go with stuff, and we got them on retainer. So if anything breaks, it gets fixed right away. We're not reliant on downtime, guys. We control it all. All right. So everything here in the CRM and stuff, we control. So if it breaks, we get to fix it because we can. If we need to make it quicker, more robust, we can fix it because we can. And we're capable, and we got the resources. So we're confined on that. So that $59.95 business expense replaced what used to cost us $60 plus $150 plus $4. It replaces like $250. That's why we're down significantly. And we've rolled in, all these other things in there. No one needs to buy Response Magic now. That's all part of the PBS Vortex as well. It's not in addition to, it's included in. So we reduced overhead. Guys, that's what you need to do as a smart business, is reduce your costs wherever you can. We just did it for everybody because that's what we do. That's our job, is to make your jobs as easy as possible, reduce the headaches, the heartaches, the costs, smooth out the way we present, smooth out the operations, get better at teaching you guys how to do the blogging, how to do the writing. All that's what we do. And when I say we, that's our MSIs, that's our leadership, Tanya and I, Daniel, all of our teams, Matt, who's doing all our back office stuff with our PBSs and keeping the viruses away and cleaning up the attacks on the servers. We have an amazing stuff going on. That's the Brielle and who's helping Tanya and I to keep things going and set up accounts. And I got to tell you, I like the way our new CRM is for so many reasons, but also we gave the control of your business to you as a leader. MSIs, PSIs, GSIs, you can control your team and fix things too. You don't need us to fix everything. We gave you the ability to grow and develop. That's what we always wanted to do. If I'm ever in the way of your success, that's not okay. I need to become replaceable, where you have access to every tool you need from the community to run. That's always been our core value. That's always been how we do things. And this CRM it exactifies that. It does that. So there's a big drop for you guys, and everybody that's like, oh, one day I'll get that iPad system to do this. No, you're all going to have it. You're all going to have it. And not only did we reduce it in costs, we made it absolutely commissionable, meaning as you grow your teams, you're going to grow your income. And I'm 13 minutes away on my agenda. So we're all on time. That's why Tanya's not in here trying to set things up. We've had time to develop this. I'm actually a little early right now. And maybe I just get into it a little bit earlier, then we'll go from there. So let's start breaking some things down. I'm going to recap our opportunity, right? Everybody comes in, we market the PBS. Once they get the PBS, we go through session one. We get them tied to our anchor offer number one. It's all about what to market. Anchor offer number one is Bella Vita. You know, I think I should take another brain. This is number 4 today for me. Let's have a brain break. Tanya, do you have a brain? She's getting one.
I'm getting
Ready to
it.
open it?
I have chocolate sea salt is what I have. I just opened the
Pronto.
box. Second one. You think I can handle 2 in a day? We'll see.
Is this the first time you've done 2 in a day?
Yes, first time here, folks. I don't know. I think I'll do the spray because I'm worried, guys. I'm gonna grab my spray.
Wait, you can do doses, right? The spray 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's caramel macchiato. I think she's really going for the flavor. I'm just gonna be honest. That, and I don't know how many boxes of chocolate sea salt I have left, and I saw her holding one of those, and I'm kind of like protective. Yeah, get the caramel macchiato spray.
That's what I got in the fridge. That's the first flavor you had me try.
Well, that's a yummy one, but I still
Right.
like chocolate sea salt first for me.
No, caramel macchiato is where it's at right now.
Mhm.
Okay, I had to open a brand new one because I just finished off my other one.
Caramel macchiato and then chocolate mint. Oh,
Yeah, I didn't do my chocolate mints today.
It's caramel macchiato, guys. So little sprays. This is the sprays in case you guys haven't seen them. I like to shake them.
how many puffs do you do, Tanya?
8. 8 is 1 serving. I just did 8.
You didn't. So that was the same as taking a snap. You just wanted the
Yeah.
flavors. Guys, I told you I was right.
I
She just
got
wanted the
carried
flavor.
away. I'm sorry. They taste good.
She just wanted the flavor. I told you guys I had this. I got it, but I bought her a bunch of those sprays.
It's like a coffee, guys. I love it.
Actually, Costa bought the sprays because we did the buy a box get 3.
Yeah, I like coffee just like Rory and Daniel and Niall. I'm a coffee connoisseur. It's good. It's really good.
All right.
Actually, guys, I think the spray tastes better than the snap. There you go.
Somebody did ask me
She's all going for
yesterday,
flavor.
what time of day do I drink coffee? And I went, yep.
Right answer.
I'm doing a back-to-back one because I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna have another one.
Good thing we're not in the same area.
Mm-mm-mm.
He just gets louder, folks. That's it.
I do.
That's possible.
Back-to-back snaps for me. All right. I'm gonna go in and break things down. So everybody comes in PBS session 1. We get them in our number 1 anchor, which is Bella Vita. Okay. Now, Bella Vita, that's our health and nutrition line. We're taking it around the world. We know there's some big things coming up, and I'm just going to highlight a couple of things because I have the time. Our next big event is Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. It's Sunday, 5:00 Eastern on bellavita.live is a 3-hour Fiesta for Life celebration. During that celebration, there's going to be some training. There's going to be some highlights of what we've done. And there's going to be some promotions and stuff that's given out. We're going to be talking to you guys on Tuesday and the Tuesday before the 5th. So the next 2 Tuesdays. And I've been given permission to release some information along the way, small tidbits. There will be immediately following the 5th of May celebration on bellavita.live. So right around 8:00 Eastern, you'll come to the same channel here, your RRR247 webinars. You can access it right from your CRM. And Niall will be releasing information that we will have pre-recorded for you to take advantage of what we get given on May 5th. It's big, folks. It's big. And so timing-wise, we wanted to hit this deadline on 4/20 because we know if we got you guys a couple weeks to get everything set up and going, you would be ready come May 5th for what happens there. And that's why we're really emphasizing get your PBS Vortex set up. We're going to get everything going. It's going to be a matter of probably a week, 2 weeks, whatever it's going to be. You'll start getting your numbers for the new dial system. You guys, that's something we just added into the whole course, and we did it without increasing our costs. You guys understand? We took a big cost and eliminated it. And not only that, but we gave it to everybody. So every instructor is going to have PBS Vortex. So when they come in as a student and they get the PBS Vortex, they're going to have the means to do marketing. It's already going to be included. Going to already be set up for them. It's just going to be up for them to learn how to use it and start going to work. Are you guys understanding what we just did? Niall didn't believe it yesterday. He's like, what? I'm like, I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to be a bomb I dropped tomorrow. But here it is. We're there. And I'm going to tell you guys, we have a lot of instructors. We have a lot of people that were like saving up to get it. We're not, in fact, we're not, you guys, everybody gets it in the PBS Vortex, whether you use it or not. And hopefully you use it. We just keep eliminating excuses for people not to succeed. You know, I've heard people like, Rory, I just can't get, I don't know, we just did everything. You know what? Back to this. Our biggest single cost for somebody to get their business going is their membership with Bella Vita, right? They get their PBS for $100. We get them into Bella Vita for a couple $100 to, you know, the most you can spend is the Ambassador Plus, which you're going to get awesome value on the products, but you get the products and you get the business with it, right? And then for taxation and all the other reasons, we're required to buy on a regular basis. Now it's 18 BV per month. They've changed their policy so where every 18 BV you get 4 weeks extended, up to 6 months, right? And you know, so we're ordering boxes and boxes and boxes all the time, so we're always extended out, and you got to be active in it. Now the PBS Vortex, you guys, the way we have that going, you have to be active in that every month too to maintain all the commission structures and everything going on. So don't miss your payments, and everybody has access to see their subscription. If it failed, didn't go through, you can go fix it. We gave everybody the ability to run their business that way. And you can watch your people, and if they're struggling or having some stuff there, that's where we get to help fix it. Now, income is going to be coming in, and you guys, we're going to be letting you guys know how you guys get paid. I got 5 minutes to go into this, and so I'm going to go over that. We, in Savings Highway Global, are all signing up for the WISE account. Everybody has a WISE account. If you have a WISE account, that's great because we're going to be paying commissions for WISE. We're going to offer a few different ways you get paid commissions from the PBS Vortex. All right. Now, the PBS Vortex commissions are what? Everything from RAM is moving there. So all of our kiosk offers are going to be paid through the Vortex. Brainfood Academy paid through the PBS Vortex. And now the PBS Vortex, which was part of our DTCA program, is now commissionable directly in our new tier system that I'm going to show you guys in just a second. Okay. So the way that it works is, I guess I'll go ahead and pull this up there. So we'll put that in there. That's the one thing, Daniel, I guess we got to get their WISE accounts. We'll have them add that, or we're going to add that to their customer profile.
I think so. Well, actually, as long as their WISE account is using the same email address that they're using into WISE, we should be able to reconcile that across.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that reminder. And you guys, and anything else that we add to the thing. So you guys, we modified our wine of the month club. It's no longer a wine of the month club. All right. We still have all of our wine licensing. We're doing an exclusive wine club. It's not a wine of the month club. It's exclusive releases of the wine. So when they're ready. So it's basically a scarcity model, meaning we'll let people know it's available, they'll register, and it's gone until the next release. This has been a lot of research on where we need to go with it and modify it. That's also going to be paid out through the same model we have here. Now, I don't have it in the spreadsheets we have, but I will add it. And it's all, you guys, we changed our whole payment structure for the instructors so that you guys just make more money. And I don't mean one-time money, I mean ongoing. It's just brilliant. And I'm going to be going over that, and that's what we're going to spend the final hour on, is that. So anything else that we want to bring to it. So yes, we can bring in other programs. And I say that because there's things that are happening. Okay. And anything we bring in there, we're going to assign a commissionable amount to it. And that commissionable amount is going to be paid out in the tier process that I'm going to show you guys in just a moment. Now, we've already been training on it. If you watch session 2, I already teach on it. In fact, I'm going to go there now and kind of break it down based on how we have it spelled out. So we've already been teaching it and putting it out there in training so that all the students will be up to speed on it when we rolled it out today, 4/20, and it's live. Okay, so let me go there. So I'm going to go to RRR247.com/RR. I'm going to go to step 1. And I'm going to go to do the second, which is session 2. And I really should change it from, it says the homework before session 2. We do this during session 2. I really should change that. I'm going to change that right now. Okay. It's not, we do session 2, it's not homework. We actually walk them through that in the process. So they watch it in session 2, they watch this while we're doing other work, setting things up. And then there it goes. I set an alarm for when I get a start on this. So this covers how all the stuff works, all the circular marketing. You guys are hopefully gone through this. If not, that's your homework today. I'm going to get down here to the payment of the PBS Vortex. All right, we cover Bella Vita. We cover this every Tuesday, folks. But I'm going to come down here. There's SHG. So this is the PBS Vortex 3-tiered commission structure. And I'm going to show you guys some other stuff about this. So tier 1 is 50%, and this is of the commissionable amount. Okay. So it's based on the commissionable amount. And it's 50%. So for instance, when somebody signs up in the PBS Vortex, it's $139, but we made $100 commissionable. So tier 1, or the instructor that brought the student in, it's 50% of that, so $50. Tier 2 is $20 or 20% of the 100. Tier 3 is that too. So the instructor and their instructor and their instructor all benefit from bringing that new student in, which makes sense because they're going to be all participating in the way we train, because we do the group trainings, we do the study halls. It just rewards the energy. We wanted to change that up. Okay. Now, so tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. This is your tier 1. This is your tier 2. And then that's your tier 3. Now, the tier 1 explanation here for the Brainfood accounts. The Brainfood accounts all count as tier 1, and anything that, if we refer anything from a parent account, those will all count as a single tier. So And if they're going to be a recruit, they're going to be a referral partner. Okay, if they're going to be a referral partner to ours, it's just the way the structure is made, you guys. They're going to be in as one of the tiers. Like if they want to market for us, they're going to come in the PBS system. But this is just really good to understand this tier process. I spell it out here, but I'm going to break it down in a spreadsheet even more. So everybody you bring in, so if you get 50% of the commissionable amount, so that's on the startup, right? That's $100 every month. The $59.95, you guys. Now remember, we threw in everything that we had in our previous Vortex for the same price, and we added the ability to do texting and calls, same price. But we made 50% of it. So $30 of the $59.95 is commissionable. 50% of the $30 or $15 goes to tier 1 to the instructor. The instructor gets 20%, which is $6, and their instructor above them gets $6. The MSIs get a 10% override, and they get that override down to the next MSI. Our MSIs do a lot of work, and the thing with the commission structure is it's got to reward people for the value they're offering, or it's broken. And we have had such amazing leadership pouring into this, but the energy wasn't working out right. So Tanya and I had to find a way to fix it. And when we adapted everything and moved forward into Brainfood Academy and the new CRM and the new PBS Vortex, all of it just made sense, what we needed to do. And so it's all a simple tier process. So whoever you're assigned to, your enroller you're assigned to in the PBS Vortex, the CRM system, that is your tier 1. They get 50% of the commissionable amount, right? Or you get that on your student. And then your instructor that brought you in, who's assigned to you, gets 20% of that. And then their instructor that's assigned to them gets 20% of that. But the MSI, down to the next MSI, gets 10% on the entire group. That way they're rewarded to continue to study halls, continue to help with everybody in the team and build. And when you reward energy like that, it's just powerful what happens. Okay. Now we've got other plans to extend what we're doing with the Brainfood Academy and everything else that's there. It's already been tied into what we're doing in this process. We will absolutely cover that later. But right now it's getting everybody in, get everybody going, and understand where this is at. Now I'm going to break this out in the spreadsheet, and then we're going to do some just really deep dive conversations on all the aspects of our businesses and where the incomes come in. And I'm going to do this by bringing the spreadsheet up. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out. We're done here. We're done here. We're done here. Yeah, I'm done with the changes. I'm going to come here. We're done. You guys all understand these links? Okay. So this is the 3-tiered compensation, and I call it brain pay because you guys, it's just smart. It's smart leverage. Okay. Now, down here, I got some stuff that's here. So we got PBS Vortex new, and we got the PBS Vortex ongoing. Okay, that's the monthlies. First month in activation is $139. We're paying out $100, right? And $100 commissionable amount. Okay, and remember tier 1, and I'll just spell it out, right? So that's 50, 20, 20, 10. That's 100% payout. Whatever the commissionable amount is, we pay out that 100% in this way. Tier 1, 50%. Tier 2, 20. Tier 3, 20. And then the MSIs get a 10%. So when you're an MSI, you get a pay raise. The second you become an MSI, that point forward, your organization 10% goes to you, not your MSI that was above, because you've kind of, it's a break, as we call it, a breakaway in the industry. You've earned the right to now get that compensation because you've done the work to become an MSI. Okay. Now I'm going to pause for a second. Tanya. I'm going to pause for a second here because you guys, we have a way to develop up to an MSI, right? We have leadership ladders, if you will, of growth. So everybody starts out as an instructor, and as soon as you have 10 PBS students, you become a CSI, certified system instructor. We know you know how to do it. You've done 10, you got it down. Once you go from 10 to 50, you become a GSI. All right. And then from there, you should be developing other CSIs and GSIs in your team, and you're growing to become a PSI. And then there's some qualifications for PSI, but MSI, you need to have multiple GSIs in your team. You got to be doing the study halls. We have a higher curriculum of things that we need to make sure you understand and are doing. And you're pretty much at the top of the top. And then above that, we have an MSI elite, which means they're even doing more. Okay. And they got to be at certain ranks in the business. You guys, we have a very strong opinion. And I would call it more than that, but we don't want people training that aren't training. You guys, we have our #1 recruiters training on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday how to do the V marketing. We have people that teach that are actually doing it now, not what they did before. And we're growing and helping people, and the energy just has to be right in all the training aspects. And the rewards have to be right. The compensation needs to be right. And we have it so perfected now. We know where this is going to go. And I'm going to make sure you guys know in this final hour here where it's going to happen for you to make the $500 or more a week, what you need to do and what that's going to take. All right. And we've eliminated the excuses, right? We've lowered your overhead to do everything. We've thrown in the dial pad replacement system so we can do SMSing and voicemail, or SMS and voice calls to build that business right. We've spent the money, we've done the investment to give everybody what they need to grow this and to reduce our overheads. Now, how do we take that and put that in effect on how to do this? And that's what I'm going to cover. All right. I wanted to have Tanya talk about the MSI stuff a little bit, so I'll bring her back on here. Okay, so let me go back to share my screen. This right here is based on it's got formulas, right, and the stuff that's there. And I'll show you how this is filled in. Okay, so we're gonna this is all based on like realistic numbers that people can achieve in an organization and building there. Okay, now I'm gonna go over this. When you're getting 50%, okay, if you are enrolling just one person as a student into the system, like you're doing the V marketing, and let's say you're doing it on a very part-time basis. Maybe you can only spend 2 hours a week, and you bring in just one student a month, and that one student gets the PBS Vortex, that's going to pay you 50% of the commissionable amount, or $50. That's about break even on your $59.95. Just one, right? And once you have 4 active in the PBS Vortex, and you're getting 50% of the $30, right? That's $15. You have 4 of them. That's your PBS Vortex is covered. You're making $60 and spending $60. So your 5th student and more is now profitable on the PBS Vortex expense. Okay, now just doing the PBS Vortex, you can bring enough money to cover your overhead for everything else that we do. Your hosting, right? And don't forget, we have Google AdSense income, right? You got Google AdSense, you're able to make money. And even if you're only making $5 or $10 a day, you're like $10 a day, you're already covered all your expenses with Google AdSense. Like everything is based to make us profitable as soon as possible. And we just got it better because we just reduced hundreds of dollars from our overhead. And we didn't lose anything, we gained. Okay. So on the parent accounts in Brainfood, we don't charge anything on the parent account, but one student, and this is 1st grade or above, doesn't matter. They pay $149 or $189, doesn't matter. I put $189 in this one. But $149 each student, you get $30. If there's 2 students, it's $60. Okay, if it's 3 students, it's $90. 120, doesn't matter. But the average is probably going to be like, we figure out like 1.8 student per family. So I just put the 30 and the 60, and I spelled it out in our program here. So like, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to freeze this. I really should freeze this. Hold on. Okay. I don't want it to shift up or down. Just leave it alone. Okay. So all these are spelled out on the tiers, right? On the parent accounts and how that goes. And I'll just show you on like the marketing side, but let's have some fun with this right now. This is saying that tier 1 is an MSI. Okay. And they get that 10% override, which builds up there. Agent 2 is not an MSI. Agent 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are not MSIs. Only the top one is, okay, on this example. So if you don't want to see what someone would make that's not an MSI, just look at agent 2 income, agent 3 income, and so on. Okay. Now this is monthly, right? Now remember, we want to focus on $500 a week, right? So what does it take to get to $500 a week? So let's look at it, right? And we're looking at this number here, and this is based on multiple agents. It's based on some different factors that are here, based on how many agents you have on the top. So let's just say that you are you've got 10 people in. Let's say you have 10 current instructors. All right, 10 instructors that are in your business. Okay. Oh, let me go to that. Hold on. Where's G? Okay, I remember. Okay, so here we go. Tier 1 agents new. Let's say that you just bring in 2 a month. Okay, and residually you got 4. Okay, I'm gonna make all these 4. All right, not a lot of money, right? With 4. However, we're talking small numbers, right? You're break even. You're bringing that stuff in there. So let's say that you've got tier 2. I'm gonna break this down. Okay. And somewhere I might have broken something because I was playing with this to update it. And so we'll go look at this really quick. This is somewhere I broke my formula. Bear with me. I'll figure it out. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a new. Um, Now a promoter on the BV. I think the influencers. I think the promoters. I think 60, right?
60. Yep.
All right. So I'll write this down. 60 BV, 200 BV, 400 BV. This actually is better, guys, because I'm just going to spell it out in small. I did bigger numbers on the other things, but I'm going to do this in smaller numbers so you guys can see the 500 a week, what it takes doing what we do. Okay. 400 BV. This is 800 BV. Okay. And 40%, and I'll just do it here. So let me insert one row.
Influencers 160.
Oh, it's 200. They do tune only. So we'll do the full product. That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Update, Rory. I can dance a jig with this now. 2 brains for me. I can dance a jig.
I wanted you to come on and talk about MSI and that stuff, but I'm gonna have you do that in a second. I'm in this mode. Yeah, I'd love to see what you're like. I like it when you're like in a good frame. So I can do simple math. That's $16, right? $24. Wait, 4 times 6. It's more than that. Gosh, it's 72. It's it goes 50. Uh we get 50% upfront on Savings Highway Global, then we get what, 25?
Yes. Yes.
Or is it 10%? Is it 50? It's 50, 25, and then
50 and 25.
it goes up like 10 levels.
Oh yeah, it goes 10, 7. I don't know all those. Personnel, some meter.
I should know it, but I can play with it. I think it's 100, right? 100. I'm just gonna make it 200. It's fine.
I'm looking it up.
It pays. I know it pays 10. It pays 10, but it's like
And then 555, I think, but I want to be sure.
is it 50, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5?
I believe so, yes, but
Yeah.
hold on a second, I'm looking it up.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's like for gold, it's $10, $2, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, down 10 levels.
That sounds better.
Is that ongoing or the initial?
Ongoing.
Okay, so give it to me again. So it's 10.
10 for the direct. Level
Yep.
2 gets $2, and then level 3 through 10 gets $1.
Okay. And then this is just the same. It goes
Platinum is 50, 10, 5, 5, 5. 50, 10, and then 5, 5, 5.
oh, hold on, 50, 10. I did this wrong here. Hold on. I did it in the wrong place. So it's 10, 2.
10, 2, and then 1, 1, 1 through 10 down to 10 levels.
All right, hold on. That's ongoing, but that's the initial off the initial. What's the initial?
Initial is 50%, so they get 10.
Hold on one sec. Hold on a sec. Hold on one sec. I messed that up. Okay, so the SHG, it's 50%. The interior, this is on the sign up.
Right. They get
50%.
yes for the direct. Then level 2 gets $2.
$2 is 10%. Okay.
Yeah, and then levels 3 through 10 get $1.
Okay. So that's okay. So 50,
And 10, and then
2, 2, 2.
levels. No, it's 5.
Oh,
For
5.
platinum, it's 5. And then for titanium, it's 100, and then 20, and then 10.
Okay. And then this is on the ongoing. So the PBS Vortex, that's right. Ongoing on gold is $5, right? So it's 25. Ongoing, right? 25, correct?
Yes.
It's 25 and then what? for
Okay, the matrix, hold on a minute. Direct is 20, 1 through 12 is 5%.
it's 20 instead of 25?
For the, well, that's the residual income on the
I'm
the
asking,
three,
that's what I'm on to now. That's what it's 20
it's 20,
and then 5 or 20 and 10.
20, and then 5%.
And it goes down 12 generations now, right?
Right,
Okay,
yes,
they made a change. I just want to make sure I'm putting out the right stuff. Okay, so 20, so that means 20% of that's going to be $8. Correct?
well, they've got 4 for gold,
Oh, it is 4. Hold on. Hold on.
and then 1 through
20%, that's right. 4, that's right. 4 and then
$1 for 1 through 12.
okay.
And
This is okay.
and then
Okay,
platinum is
Platinum
$20, and then 5. And titanium is 40 and 10.
Okay, now this will be a fun spreadsheet for me to build out, and I'm gonna have some fun with it. But we're gonna just do some hypothetical stuff on there. So I've got the data sets for how we get paid. All right. So if you just come in here, like we want to solve for X, right? So so weekly. Oh, let's see. I can do it this way. Hold on. So I'm gonna make my graph. So this would be weekly. Um, I'll do this. I'll get the exact thing from Jim. I just make sure I do this, guys. Again, I'll promise that this is not get rich quick, it's get rich smart, but I want you guys to see what we have set up and where the money comes from. Okay. Remember, no one pays for marketing, but Tanny and I fund it for you guys. Your overhead in the business. Let's put that in here too. Actually, I can put that right here. I'll put it right here. Just so we all know, that's where we're at, right? Anything over that, right? We got, okay, so let me go back up here. Delete. Oh, let's move this up here. Okay, and I'm not going to put all the different factors into place into play. However, we're going to do a little bit. So, weekly production. How many people in PBS Vortex? I like building these out, guys, but I wanted you guys to be part of this today. And as opposed to like what I show the MSIs, because MSIs, you guys get a big pay increase. They should. So you have something. If you build yourself to an MSI, an organization, you're talking some substantial income, and so it's worth the build. But I want to show this. So weekly production. Let's say that you just do 2 PBS Vortex a week. You put 2 into Bella Vita. I probably should like break this down again. So let me do that. HG, we have gold, platinum, titanium. I'm just gonna base the Bella Vita on, the people won't be an ambassador. I'll just go on the 40%, as long as they, that they're gonna, I'm assuming that we got 2 or more in a month. I'll just put that down here too. Just put a little note on my stuff here. I fixed it. I messed up and I fixed it again. Okay. Um, Now, in theory, I can copy this down. Yep, it works. Okay. Okay. This is where it gets fun. All right, so I'm not showing all the residual incomes and all the stuff that's there. I need to do a forecast here. There we go. And those need to be dollars in bold. Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. I'm gonna turn on my video, make sure it's really clear. So if you're bringing in 2 people in the PBS Vortex a week, and again, you're using our leads, doing the V marketing, and say you just started brand new, the new person, that's what I care about, the new person to get this going. If they just bring in 2 a week into PBS Vortex, that means 2 PBS students, 2 into PBS Vortex. They only one does Bella Vita, and they come in at the influencer, and all 2, usually everybody does Savings Highway Global. We'll just go gold, okay? And they got Google AdSense, and they're averaging $5 a day. Right? And they got 2 RAM cells on an average of $10 a month in commission. That's where we go. Okay. That's 247. We're halfway there. Right? Now, the residuals are going to offset things dramatically because if you're consistently building, you can see where this is going to go. And I'm going to break this down even more as we get you guys going into things. So let's say that you just do 2 a week. Now, let's say that you step up your production. All right. And let's say that you just bring in 1 PBS a day. Let's say that you're working 2 hours every day, 2 to 3 hours. Let's say you do whatever it takes to get 1 PBS a day. And I'm going on a 5-day week. Okay. And you bring in 5. Okay. And we're going to say that 3 go into Bella Vita. And we're going to say that you're going to get 3 promoters. We'll go really conservative. Okay. And Savings Highway Global, you're going to get, we'll say you get 4, and they're all gold. Okay. We'll leave this stuff alone. We can even take out, we'll say there's 1 there. And we'll say the daily average is $2. Okay. Now you're seeing $400. Like I'm just saying you just do 1, a day on the PBS Vortex. You guys, this is brand new, not really counting, the residual forecast, but right there, look, we're over $500 a week right there. Because in 4 weeks, when the residuals come in, if we're keeping this pace, we're over that. Now, all I need to have happen is say 2 promoters and you get 1 ambassador in. Boom, we're over that. All right. And let's say that this is without team growth, no duplication, no other residual forecasts other than what you have done yourself. All right. So now I'll build it out for teams. And I'm going to cover that on Tuesday. All right. I'm just going to like basics. You don't need, you guys. What we're showing is even without building a team of duplication, we can get to $500 a week. Now, if I only bring in 2 a week, let me go back to my numbers. 2 a week here. We do 2 in Bella Vita. Let's say they're both just 2 promoters. That's 2. That's 2. Let's get our numbers down. Okay. I'll leave this stuff here. All right. We're at 192. That's in 1 week. Just 2. All right, based on that. And then we're at 38 in 4 weeks, right? Well, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, it continues. This is just going to increase because of the residuals. I'm going to build out the team side of this. But just looking at the simplicity of this without the what if of a team. All right, now, if you guys look around, we've been building teams. It's proof. We have proof we build teams. Okay. But this is what the numbers are without the leverage pay, without the other side, without the tier pay. When I add the tier pay in, you'll see that if you build and duplicate with your PBS students and into instructors with what we have, getting somebody to $500 a week becomes very, very doable. It's just a matter of getting them in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. As those residuals kick in, this starts growing. And it makes it a lot easier to make $500 a week, even without having tremendous weeks. That is the biggest change we did. Like I know the numbers in my head because obviously we live in this, but this is minimal effort to create extra revenue. And you guys, we have a lot of people. They brought in an extra $800 a month, which is what this is. That changes everything. But at $500 a week, we want people to be able to do this in a full-time nature, working 2 to 4 hours a day. And if they're doing 2 to 4 hours a day, they can do 5. Let's say that they bring in 6. 6 in the PBS and the PBS Vortex, 6. All right. All 6 of those are going to come in to Bella Vita. But let's just say that I put the numbers down there. I'm not counting the affiliates. I probably should, right? They don't pay anything, but we can show that they come in there because everybody's going to be doing that at least, right? And then eventually they'll come in and they'll upgrade. I probably should spell that out there. Let's put that in here. Now, affiliates, we get paid as customers. So I'm gonna do and we get 20% on an average customer. The average customer buys, it's like 2 boxes. I'm just gonna do the math in my head. That's 60 times 20. We'll call it $12. So you guys, this is where I get pretty excited, right? Look, if you did 6 that week, so you're working at more full time, right? That's full time. 6 is a pretty good full time, 2 to 4 hours every day, got a good pipeline and rhythm. That's 6. All right. Doable. We have people doing it. That's $300 in that. The residual is 90 for the following. This starts adding up, folks. This stuff right here starts really adding up. Like you'll see it grow. It's just what it is. $12, 96. Okay, we're almost $500 just by doing the 6 based on this stuff going in. And that's saying that you brought in 1 customer from your marketing, 2 are affiliates that don't pay you anything until they become like one of those could be a customer order. Affiliates that they order it counts as a customer, right? And I'm not putting the residual pay for Bella Vita because that's a variable based on other things. Like that's really hard to estimate. Like in fact, it's almost like varies by binary and team. And this stuff gets really cool. Like I'll put that in there. I can speculate this even more because we know it. I can speculate this even more as we grow it out. But this varies by binary team. This is a force matrix. I can estimate it out better. And just so you guys know, Bella Vita is number 1 in our anchors for a reason. It pays us a lot of money. It works really well. But this residual can grow to even more, right? Like we can get this to an extra 100, 200 a week just off the binary build. And that's why I'm going to break this down and I'm going to carry it forward on Tuesday so you guys can start dreaming, right? Like we're going to start, and I mean dreaming by this is our goal. We're going to set the deadline, how we're going to get there. What do we need to do? What's the action items we need to do to knock this out? Okay. And you guys are watching me do this. Like there's no hocus pocus. It's math. It's math, right? If you bring in 6 a week, you're making $500. You can consistently do that week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Now you're instead of making this, you're making this plus more. It's going to start growing. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to start making. You understand that you can have a smaller week and still be over $500 a week because of the carryover of the residual. This is what we have, guys, as the model, and then wait till you see the team income that comes in. All right, and I will build that out so you guys will see that on Tuesday. This is what I want you guys to soak in today. Now, do you know what I didn't add to this? And we're going to. Education. This is all before brain food. All before brain food, folks. So let's add brain food in, shall we? I'm going to go a little over. I wanted you guys just to see what we have now. Now we add brain food. Why are the Rickards? Why is Daniel? Why are we so excited? Right? So let's add that in. Okay. So we're going to come here. I need to add it above. And this is all part of the PBS Vortex, but I'm going to spell it out differently, right? Because it's a different component. It really is. So I'll put one student, obviously above kindergarten, two student. Actually, I'll put one student. This is the same. You guys remember they're signing up for 12-month payments. So when you get a student, they're in there for 12 months. All right. And that's there. So now I'm going to come up here and we are going to add that above this. Let's say you bring in one student in that week, and this will be auto sum. Oh, hold on. Personal production only. Okay, now when you see the team building, we can look at the what if scenarios, how things will work out in the numbers. We'll see where that grows. But your income's going up $15 a month for every student that you're responsible for the marketing coming in, right? And if you have two students, that should have factored in. Why didn't it? Okay. There. Two students, you can see it grow up there, but wait till you see the leverage from the team and everything else. Like this, guys, is this right here. This is like the individual side. In fact, what I should do is I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna highlight it just in a light blue. Okay. And then I'll break down the growth that it does weekly. I'll show this out in a bigger format. You guys will see on Tuesday. All right, we're at the end. Okay, so you guys see all that. I'm gonna just go over here. We want to get everybody in PBS Vortex as fast as possible so we can just go. right? It's a big ripple in our business to change to this stuff. We want to get that going. I know the leadership's already on it. I'm going to put this out there. Every MSI, PSI, GSI, get all your instructors in, get all your students in, because we had a huge turnout today. And I'm going to commend you guys all on it. I'm just going to let me just put some stuff on here, guys. Let me change my view. I'm going to go to the gallery. I want to see some oh, I guess I should start my video. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. I want you guys you guys, I told you I'd break it down. That's what you got to do. If you get involved in the V marketing and just have a little bit of success, your income changes. If you get a steady pace, you can make 500 a week, but wait till I show you the growth. How do you make 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week, 3,000 a week? I'm going to continue to show you what needs to happen to get there. But if you guys see why I've been saying, like, we fixed it. We know that we can get more people to $500 a week. And it's not doing epic things. It's not working 8-10 hour days. It shouldn't be that way. It's 2 to 4 hours a day is going to get you there. And now I've been telling everybody, as far as the instructors, like, if you want to grow consistently, just do 2 to 3 a week. Your income's going to grow. The expense that you guys, we have the ability to grow from our teams. It's all here. And we just got to go market and market and market. Niall.
Sean brought up a good point. You didn't even add Vivo on your spreadsheet. There's more money out there.
I didn't put any of the other crypto stuff. I didn't, you guys. There's other things that I consider that kind of like a RAM thing, kind of. It's a kiosk, even though it's paid separately. I didn't put that stuff in there. I didn't put other things that we launch. I didn't put, like, you guys, this is just based on the core of what we bring in our basic process. Because we have people that make $10, $20, $30 a day in Google AdSense. I didn't put that in there. I went really low on speculation. If you get Google AdSense, I expect you to get dollars. I didn't do anything based on extraordinary things that need to happen. This is all based on what I think is very conservative if you're doing the work. We fund the marketing, you do the work, you put them in there. Now, those that build pipelines up, these are things we're going to discuss in the instructor trainings. You have the ability to get more and more going in because of how that works. You know, the law of awareness, the ascension marketing that happens. It's all there. Okay, so what else did I need to bring up? Guys, we actually went to Tanya. We went to the hour. Unfreaking believable, you guys.
Yeah,
like, I'm getting better
happy.
at my time management too.
I'm
done. Everything's done.
Woo. This is a lot, though, so it was a lot. But I love the spreadsheet, you guys, because that's the basics, you guys. There's always more. I'm happy. This is exciting, and I'm sorry to I'm not sorry to say that Brainfood Academy is sexy, and I really like it.
It gives us something to feel good about. We're part of this, guys. We launched 2024. We launched it. It's one more thing we get to market. It's all circular driven. It ties into all the stuff that we have. I didn't put any of the reciprocation of the marketing that we're going to be doing and what that creates in our income either. I just put on what we can control ourselves on a week-to-week basis to get to $500 a week. That's obviously why I'm so excited, because I know what we need to do that. That's what we teach everybody. That's every student I work with. I'm going to expect them to get 2 to 5 a week. They get 2 to 5 a week. We know we're going to build that out of there. You know, we have a lot of people. They got an extra 100, 200 a week. They're happy. They see this. They're going to dive in more. But if you get somebody to $500 a week, it changes the trajectory of our company and the recruiting. And you've been hearing me say this I think I've been saying it for months. We knew what we had to do to get it, and now we have it, and that we did it without the Brainfood Academy. But when you add that in, now you see where that can go. And you know what? We don't know how fast, furious that marketing is going to go. All we know is we were definitely nudged to do it. And we've been just taking care of when we do things right. All right, I'll let people break. I know a lot of study halls going on. People are getting everybody in the Vortex, getting the groups going. We need to take care of action now. Get everybody in the PBS Vortex on the new so we can go forward, right? Get everything set up so we can take care of it. And if you're waiting, if you're as an instructor, I think, Brielle, do we have all the leadership in?
Yeah, besides 2, and I'm putting them in right now. So yeah.
All right, so if you're not in there, You can add yourself now. We want to make sure the leaders are in there first. We have a sequence we had to get done. Brielle, thank you.
You're welcome.
Brielle got that done, you guys. I just asked her to get that done before we're done today. She did it. Thank you, Brielle. Thank you. Now, everybody go in there. If you're an instructor, you're not. If you don't, go look for your invoice. If your invoice isn't created, you can create your own. By the way, PBS description, or make sure you put PBS Vortex as a subscription description, as the name or whatever it is. Follow that sheet, guys. Follow that sheet I gave you guys earlier.
There's pictures also on the sheet. I did it
Okay.
easy for us. Thanks. There's pictures on there.
As you go into your study halls, you guys are breaking out. I know some people are in study halls like right away. Let's get going. God bless you guys.
Rory,
We got this. Go ahead,
if you
babe.
guys want to go and cancel the Vortex in the other account, they can do that. I'm working through them, but I have thousands. So if you want to go cancel, right, Rory, the Vortex that they're in the,
But if you try to log in and it's already done for you, it's already done for you.
yeah.
But if you want to go in the old system, go log in, go to your profile and go stop the old one, do that. Just know that Tanya's going through and doing them right now too.
Yeah, I am doing them, you guys. But if you want to go log into your DTCA back office and stop your Vortex, go right ahead. I'm coming through and cleaning it all up, making sure everybody has their wine, making sure everyone has everything. I've been doing that. I've been spending all week on it. So it's coming, guys.
And I know we have people that have always reached out to me. I got a lot of it when I mentioned this before. We will have a link for everybody to buy wine from the PBS Vortex system, and it's going to be paid out in the same directed way. Tiers, through the tiers. So if it's $100 commissionable, whatever it is, it's going to be paid out the 50, 20, 20, 10. 50, 20, 20, 10. Yep. Whatever the commissionable amount, 100% is paid out in the tiers. Everything is going, we have a simple tier process. That's not, you guys, we have Bella Vita is our leverage network marketing pay. Savings Highway Global does the same thing, right? And you guys, that's what we're running with. We know what we have. We get to run with it. Sean, go ahead. Thank you for your service, Sean. We think of you all the time. That we know you're out there in the Coast Guard.
Appreciate that. Thank you. So I'm trying to subscribe to the one in the CRM, and there's some discrepancies on the thing. How do I fix that? Like my address is wrong and stuff.
You should have access to edit your stuff.
Okay.
And Sean, you know what? You have my room, right?
You have what?
My Zoom room, right?
I do.
Meet me there right after.
All right.
Everyone. God bless. Get with your
Wait,
instructor.
Jackie,
Oh.
unmute Jackie. I'm trying.
Oh,
Hi, that's okay. Thank you. Just real quick, Rory, I added several of my students and stuff, and when they went in to activate, they did not have the subscription on the left.
I got the
Is
answer
that
to
a
that.
problem, or do I need to add them?
I
I
got
don't
the
want to have
answer
to
to
get
that.
there.
I fixed it earlier.
Oh, well, thank you.
Go
Okay.
into their permissions and it says view yours, or what is it? View own.
hold on. Wait.
I don't want to
Hold
be
on.
changing nothing.
No, Niall. We
Yeah,
don't
they
want to
got-
make those changes individual. Hold on a second. We can fix that.
Oh,
Oh, you can change it on everybody. Good deal.
yeah, I don't
Okay.
want to, I don't want
Hold
the
on,
big
hold on.
button now.
Yeah, no, I had two that couldn't see it either, and I was working with
Yeah.
Daniel and figured it out.
Thank you.
Probably shouldn't touch those permission boxes
No,
at
sir.
all. huh?
Never. Remember, it's like guys. We do everything by consensus. So
So let me see if I can remember what it looked like. Yeah, I had to fix Susan and Roberts.
I'll fix it for everybody.
Thank you, Rory.
It's like I know that thing or something. I don't know. That was meant to be fixed for everybody before. I just forgot to do it.
View own, that's what it was. It was, for some reason, they were set on, it was only a handful, not everybody. It was set on view own.
We actually, instructors can view global now. So not just own, they can view global because we're getting everybody in. Eventually that'll be so they can just see their own. But Right now, we're gonna let it be global so everybody can help everybody get in. We're a community, we do that. We have people like Angie Bond helping all sorts of people so that she can help everybody and see it. Right? That's how we do it. Angie, I see you in there fixing everybody's stuff. I appreciate it too. Love that about people, guys. But we all gonna help everybody get this done. Just to put this in perspective, we have thousands and thousands of students to get in this. It takes a village, guys. It takes a village. All right. Love you guys. All right, Sean, I'll see you there because I got to show you a couple things too, and we'll get that done. Can I tell you guys how excited I am that we got this done and we hit the deadlines and we got to roll this out and have a tremendous day?
Pretty big stuff.
Let's wait till the training is next week. Monday on the instructor training and Tuesday for the students. Here we go.
Here we go, guys. We get to do it.
Guys.